Let's go Falcons! Hey yo, batter up, let the ball begin. Solano Falcons, bout to show you how you win. Cause this is our year, man, forget the past. We taking over right now with our pitching staff. Yo, it's game time, so let the games begin. Solano on the field and we gaining a win. Hey yo, it's game time, don't you hear the people chant? Cause this is our house, make way for the champ, it's game time.
Welcome everybody, Chris Bagley along with Saul Balazzi here on the Solano College Sports Network for the final game here for Solano of the 2018 season. So it's kind of bittersweet to say the least.
Oh yeah, it's definitely bittersweet. I'm excited to see what the freshmen are going to do next spring, but right now my heart hurts because of the sophomores that are leaving.
Yeah, we have some of that footage coming up in the next half inning. We'll go ahead and show you guys. Jordan Chana getting the start today, coming into this one for the final home game for the Falcons. Chana coming in with a 4.10 ERA, 4-5 on the season, making his 9th start. 2 complete games under his belt, looking for maybe a third. Finish the year off strong. 63 and 2/3 innings pitched. Hitters are hitting 268 against him, so we'll see if him and the Falcons can go ahead and steal a win here as they're on a 6-game losing streak. Lost Tuesday at Laney 2-0. Good starting performance from Teddy Natter, but the offense yet again couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, the 2 runs came in the 2nd inning, and like you said, Teddy Natter did end up going 7 innings, but he didn't have any run support from his team at all.
Yeah, Natter pitched 7 strong, going along with 5 strikeouts. Only a few hits in that one. Chana ready, Whitaker ready. First pitch is in there.
Kevin Whitaker was a player that I was really excited to see today, and something that stuck out for me was not only is, you know, he's playing third base today, but he also pitches, and he's 2-1, and he has a 2.90 ERA, and he has 31 innings under his belt. So I feel like that was just a really good stat that I saw from him.
Yeah, the man can do it all. Hit, and he can hit successfully. That's coming to this one, 329 batting average, but he's down here 0-2. Fastball gets away from Chana. But, yeah, I mean, like you said, the guy, he has 31 innings pitched as well, and opponents are hitting 221 against him. I mean, not bad for a guy that does it all. Has played in majority of the games as he swings and misses to start off this game with a strikeout. So 1 down. And I'll bring up Falcon Magana, number 2 hitter, playing right field today for the Eagles. Whitaker at third. Reed in the 3-hole, DHing today. Cleaning up, William Knowles playing first. Jerry Gaitan out in center. Samuel Esparza playing short. That first pitch to Magana is fouled off. Playing second, Cassian Castillo. Hitting 8th, Andrew Aquivera. And rounding it out, Riley Quiros playing catcher behind the dish. Diaz 1. Ground ball. Nice chopper to Diaz. Takes his time. 2 down.
You heard someone from the dugout from Laney, and they said, "Come on, Falcon," but that's his name, but they're playing the Falcons. So I just thought that was really funny. I really had to, look up for a second, like, wait, did he just say, "Come on, Falcon"? But that's obviously he's talking about his teammate.
So 2 down, and that'll bring up Reed. Big power lefty, 316. 1 lone home run, along with 21 RBIs. Reed 0 for 3 in Tuesday's game. Struck out a couple of times. Looking to turn his luck around against Chana. That slider, nice pitch right there. Comes back in 1-1.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Chana pitch. Him being a sophomore as well, last home game. He's probably a little nervous, of course, but he hides it really well. He really knows how to keep his composure.
Yeah, like you said, that presence up there really keeps cool, calm, and collective, I should say. It really makes it known that it's his mound up there, his game. It really sets the tone throughout it. Chana looks into the sign in Denning. Here's the 2-2. Fastball fouled off, just gets a piece of it. A bit windy here. Sunny and actually decent temperatures sitting around 70 degrees.
But it's the wind.
But the wind, yeah, last weekend, I mean, last weekend was 83.
Yeah, and you
sunny.
got red, too.
Oh, I got burnt.
Yes, you did.
Man, looking like a lobster, to say the least.
But someone from the stands gave you an umbrella.
Yes, he did, as Chana catches Reed doing a little window shopping to end this one as the Eagles go down in order, as we'll have the Falcons in the bottom half and the lineup for them. And we also have some coverage of Sophomore Day for you guys after this.
Hey fellas, this is Kyle Krebs, and thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hi, it's Roberto Diaz, and thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Nathan Gutierrez. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Out of St. Joseph, Notre Dame High School in Oakland, California, outfielder number 36, Justin Brown. Coming out of Clear Lake High School in Lakeport, California, pitcher number 23, Jordan Chana. Out of Capistrano Valley Christian School in Riverside, California, infielder number 9, Aaron Corral. Coming out of American Canyon High School in American Canyon, California, catcher number 21, Jared Denning. Out of Jesse Bethel High School in Vallejo, California, infielder number 5, Roberto Diaz. Out of El Camino High School in Sacramento, California, outfielder number 24, Cody Gregory. From American Canyon High School in American Canyon, California, first baseman and pitcher number 11, Nate Gutierrez. Out of De Monte Ranch High School in Reno, Nevada, pitcher number 12, Teddy Natter. And last but certainly not least, out of Wilsey Wood High School in Vacaville, California, pitcher number 27, Tyler Pearsall. We ask to give all of our sophomores one big round of applause, and we thank you, sophomores, and wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Welcome back. Leadoff hitter Kyle Krebs will go ahead and look to get something going for the Falcons. Krebs out in the right. Normally see him in about the 5-6 hole.
Yeah.
But he's been leading off as of late. Maybe trying to get something going. It's like we stated earlier, Falcons have dropped 6 in a row. That first pitch to him misses low.
And then the common theme of the season was Coach Salampa not letting anyone really get comfortable. He wants everyone to play all the positions needed, so then if they do need a leadoff hitter, because if someone's hurt or slumping, they have one.
Yeah, a lot of mixing and matching from Salampa this year in his first year as head coach. But he's done pretty well, to say the least. Krebs steps out. A lot of versatility in this team. Like I said, I mean, you could put someone out at third who's never really played there before, but, you know, throw him out in right field the next game. Misses inside.
Yeah, and I just love the way that Salampa coaches the game, or how he manages the game, how calm he is, how collect he is. Like you said, cool, calm, and collect. And it definitely transcends into the players and helps them out.
Yeah, the players definitely feed off of it. Definitely a different style of play from Stover last year. And then now Salampa, more laid back kind of coach. 3-1. Krebs in the driver's seat. That pitch hits at the knees. Full count now. So the 3-2 from Gibson. A swing and a miss sets down Krebs for the first out.
Next up to bat, second baseman.
Nice pitch right there from Gibson. Able to get something going. That'll bring up Diaz now.
Yeah, of all the people on the team, I feel like I'm more impressed with Roberto and how he's come up since his freshman year last spring, and how versatile he's been playing the outfield, infield. We've seen him pitch a little bit, and just increasing his batting average day to day.
Yeah, talk about a utility player. I mean, we've seen him at third, we've seen him at short, second, and all the outfield spots. And the bat's been hot this year, too. Coming into this one, a 285. Dropped down just a little bit. That one's popped up. And not making the play is Quiros. He overran that one, lost it maybe battling the sun there.
I think he just overran it a little bit because he realized where the ball was and kind of tried to fall backwards and put his glove behind him.
Yeah, late break. He thought it was out of play. Kind of took off his mask and looked for it. And you saw Whitaker coming in too, but assumed that his catcher would make the play, but didn't. That one's kind of a check swing, ground ball on over to Knowles to his pitcher. 2 down.
Yeah, he didn't really swing on that. Like you said, it was a check swing. I think he's upset with himself because maybe if he put a little bit more, if he finished his swing, honestly, I feel like that would have been a hit. Maybe.
Yeah, that was a fastball right there. And I don't know exactly what Diaz was thinking there as he trots off kind of smirking like, man, I missed that one. But
it was just really funny to
just the check swing. Yeah, that was a fastball. I mean, hard of the plate. But, hey, it happens.
He almost outran it, too. He almost was safe.
Nice attempt. Nice attempt. So 2 down with Gutierrez up now. Gutierrez, 5 home runs, 20 RBIs, just over 300 at 301.
Yeah, he's definitely the player to watch today. Like I mentioned earlier, we've seen him pitch, play first, DH. We've seen him hit a walk-off a few weeks ago, excuse me.
Against Los Medanos. After 12 long innings, came into pitch. It's another piece as well that Salampa's had a fun time with.
Yeah, and we usually see him either hitting third and then Denning behind him at fourth, or maybe Denning fourth or third and then Gutierrez behind him. But they're really good 3-4, 4-3 combo. It's really good to mix and match them.
2 power lefties in a row. That one's just off the end of the bat. Missed that one. That's a liner out to Castillo. So the Falcons are set down in order now as we head to the top of the second, 0-0.
My name is Jared Denning. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hey there, Bryce Privilinski. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
William Knowles
Number 10.
will start off the top of the second. Knowles coming into this one, 304 batting average. No home runs, 18 RBIs, with an OBP leading the team, 447. First pitch from Chana misses low. Here's the 1-0. Hits the black there. 1-1. Sophomore out of Albany High School. 6'5", 200. It's a big guy right there.
Your typical baseball player.
Typical, as that one's lined into center field for a leadoff single. That one's under the legs of Verrett, and that'll go to the wall. Heading to third now is Knowles. The throw-in from Verrett. Diaz cuts it off, throws it back into Pribolinski. So that'll be an E8 after the single as Knowles gets on third to start this one off.
I was gonna say that was great hitting up the middle. Waited for his pitch and his pitch only. But now I have to talk about his speed because, like you said, he's 6'5", 200. So when you see that, you don't really think of a necessarily fast guy. But he sped around first base and then saw the ball drop or get behind Isaiah Verrett in center field and ended up at third. So great base running by him to not only go to not advance, but to advance to third.
It's that first pitch to Gaitan. It's fouled back into the netting. And for Verrett, that's only his third error on the year. And don't usually see him as far as a liability out there, but that just was one of those where just went under his legs.
Yeah, if he's seen an error, maybe it's like a pop-up, he didn't see it, something like that, but not something where it's a base hit up the middle, you know?
Yeah, Knowles, nice job in leading this one off. Table setting there for the Eagles. This guy Ton's looking to drive in the first run for them.
Now we're going to see Jordan Shannon if he can get out this jam.
It's the 1-1. Changeup misses away.
I'm sure he'd trade a run for an out, though. It's early in the game.
Early.
We're only in the second inning, so if it's a sac fly ground ball and he ends up scoring from third, at least you gotten out.
Yeah, that was not his fault. Not his fault at all. And the corners are in right now. Pribolinski in on the grass, as well as Dotson, even with Knowles over there at third. Middle of the infield will, like you said, go ahead and let the run score. And Verrett on the shallow side, out in center. The 2-2 from Chana. Looking to set down Gaitan. That breaking pitch is in the dirt. Nice block from Denning, though.
Oh.
The wall back there.
We've been saying that since last spring, since summer, and now just a wall back there. Great. I just love seeing him play defense. You rarely, if ever, see a ball get past him. And when it does get past him, you know that he's pissed about it.
Oh, yeah. Plays with passion. Plays with a lot of heart. That one gets away. Just misses. So runners at the corners now. Still no out with Esparza coming up.
Yeah, when we did a softball game together last week, I asked him what he says to his pitchers because I'm always curious. I want to know what kind of or what message catchers send to their pitchers when they're on the mound with them. And I was like, "Are you nice?" And he's like, "No, I'm not nice. If you make me work hard, I'm gonna let you know." It was cool to know that he's at least being honest.
Yeah, Denning usually, as far as what we've seen here on SESM, not much of a talker, like in the dugouts or anything, but definitely opened up his shell, like you said, like in the broadcast in the softball game, and a lot more calm and talkative.
Yeah, and you weren't there, but he's a Yankees fan, so it felt like you were there. And we delet's made fun of you, Brian and I.
My presence was there. The Yankees are hot right now. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, my Atlanta. I don't know why I brought up the Yankees. Let's talk about Brian Nelson's Red Sox getting no hit by the A's.
Yeah, Minaya had himself a game.
It sure did.
So 0-1 to Esparza. Jonna now looking for a double play ball. We'll trade 2 outs for 1 run. A check on Gaitan gets back safely.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If it's a ground ball, double play, everyone would rather have 2 outs with 1 run scoring.
A swing and a miss. 0-2 now.
In a perfect situation, you'd strike this guy out, maybe a pop-up, and then another pop-up right after, or a strikeout, and then no runs will score. But in real life, in real baseball, that's not really what always happens. So you have to do with what you got, basically.
Yeah, running in scoring position, no outs. The likelihood of that run scoring is, at least in the majors, around maybe 60% of the time. That one's above Esparza's head. 1-2. So the odds are obviously not in Chana's favor, but looking to get out of this one, maybe set down Esparza via strikeout, maybe get a double play ball, get out of the inning.
Listen, he's wearing stirrups right now, so I think the baseball gods are a little happy. So maybe they're gonna be on his side.
We'll see here. The 1-2. Fastball catches Esparza looking for the first out, and like you said, Soad, does his job there.
You're welcome.
Nice pitch. Esparza looked like he might have been looking for a breaking pitch there. Not quite sure, as he looked at a fastball right at the knees down the pipe. So one down now. Runner still at the corners with Castillo up. Made that last out in the bottom half of the first off Gutierrez's bat. Chana sets. First pitch is swung on and missed on the inside fastball. Chana 3 Ks already. A check on Gaitan again.
Yeah, so now a double play, and he'll get out this jam that he's in right now.
Here's the 0-1. 0-2 now. Hana's coming with the heater today.
Listen, it's sophomore night, or day, excuse me, because it's not nighttime.
Night day.
Thank you. Anyway, he's feeling a little extra today. You have to stunt on some people when you're on the mound. It's your day.
And now that's 2 down and 4 strikeouts for Jordan Chana.
I'm not saying it's in the stirrups, and I'm not saying it's in me, but
It's the stirrups and it's you.
Yep, that's all. Exactly. Thank you, Chris, for acknowledging that.
2 outs with Aquavera looking to get that run in at third from Knowles, who led this one off with a single and got to third on an error from Verrett. Seen a lot of fastballs from Chana. Also, that breaking pitch has really helped the fastball come off of that and set these hitters down for the strikeout and really keep them off balance so far.
Yes, it's always good to establish your strike zone and your pitches early in the game. And like you said, keep them off balance and keep their timing off and just mess with them a little bit. Because right now, Chana's working, and he's working really hard, and he's throwing a lot of pitches.
Breaking ball's chopped to Dotson, charging in. Makes a perfect throw to Privilinski as Jordan Chana gets out of the jam here as we head to the bottom of the second. 4-5-6 for the Falcons. And now a sideline report with Andy Chase.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Tyron. Coach, what are your thoughts on the season overall?
You know, this season's provided us a lot of learning opportunities, and we just kept growing the whole way through. Our guys have developed a lot, you know, character-wise and tools-wise, and, you know, really proud of this group. Going to miss these sophomores when they're gone.
And what are you looking forward to next year?
You know, we got some good young athletes, and I think they got a lot of upside and a great future in the game, so I'm sure next year is going to be another year of growth here for Solano Community College baseball.
And Jordan Chana has 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. What are you expecting out of him in his final game as a Falcon?
Well, you know, I hope he can just keep going and compete for us and take us deep into the game, give us a chance to win. You know, we got a lot of innings in front of us, and hopefully he can keep doing it.
Thanks, Coach. Now back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Andy. The Falcons indeed looking to finish the season off strong. Nice interview with Coach Slampa. Nice job from Chana. Like he said, I mean, just trying to get him out there, get him some work in. Did a terrific job there. And big power lefty and Jared Denning will lead this one off.
He's hitting .328 on the season. Used to be in top 5 for the Bay Valley, but he's dropped down. But still, hitting 328's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the average is there. Everything's there. The on-base percentage, 494. And that on-base percentage is 4th in BBC.
He's tied for 1st in home runs with 6.
2nd in triples with 4. 4th in RBIs. At 38. 2nd in slugging. I mean, the guy can do it all. Are absolutely absurd.
You just got to appreciate a guy that not only is aggressively like Jared Denning is catching, not only is he a great power hitter like he is, hits for average, but he walks too, so it's crazy. You love a power. I love a power guy that can do it all, and he's fast.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
he's
he's
sneaky
fast.
speed.
Yes, and
sneaky.
he said in the softball broadcast that he can beat Roberto Diaz and Cody Gregory and Kyle Krebs, and guess I believe him. I believe him.
He's right there with them.
He said he can beat you.
Oh, wow.
He didn't say that. I'm just trying to start.
Denning only has a couple steals on the year as he draws a leadoff walk. 2 steals, and you said Diaz. Diaz coming in with 3. Gregory coming in with 5. So not too far behind. Who knows? Last home game. Why not show off the wheels?
I hope he's still 2nd, 3rd, and home. Just to keep it funky. Because
kind of like Kevin Pillar did earlier in the season.
Exactly.
Berlinski shows bunt. 2-0 to now to him, freshman out of Liberty High School. One of the freshmen that will go ahead and come back for the Falcons next year.
Hopefully by next year I'll learn how to spell his name. I usually just write Bryce Pribb and call it a day.
Pribb works. We all know his last name, so just a quick.
It's like Gutierrez too. I know how to spell it, but when I'm writing it in the scorebook, I write Nate Gut or Goody sometimes. But I'm just like, I know who that is.
The 3-0 shows around. Probably not going to bunt on that one, but had to maybe just block the view of the catcher.
Yeah, Whitaker's playing a little in at 3rd base, so I feel like he's expecting the bunt.
Bryce going with the wooden bat today. As he draws another base on balls now. So 2 straight walks to lead off the bottom of the 2nd with Cody Gregory up.
I didn't think you're allowed to use wooden bats. Definitely.
24.
I mean, I get why you use the
Gregory.
I see wooden bat, just it looks more professional, more like the bigs, of course.
There's no better feeling than sitting dead red, get a fastball right down the middle, heart of the bat, driving that in. Man.
I like the sound of wood, too.
Oh, it's a lot better. A lot better than a metal.
Oh, if I were a baseball player, listen, I would be a switch hitter. Stirrups, no batting gloves.
What else?
Compression arm sleeve.
Okay.
Only one arm, not the arm that I throw with, though, the other arm.
Oh, okay.
To keep it funky.
That one's bunted down the 3rd baseline. Fielding it in fair territory is Whitaker as he makes a nice play for the 1st out. The sacrifice bunt for Cody Gregory puts runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 down.
Just to finish my look off, I'm not really a fan of all the chains. Like, you know how David Ortiz had like 5 chains, hit him in the chest whenever he hit a home run. I think it's cool for you, yada, yada. But for me, I'd have like 1 solid Cuban link chain.
Okay.
And then, yeah. Oh, God.
Okay.
Tell me I would not be the coolest looking baseball player.
I'm digging it.
Thank you. I should be a stylist for these baseball players because some of them do not know how to dress.
I don't know about that one so hard.
I'm just saying.
First pitch to Aaron Corral is for a strike.
It's going to be really important for Corral to put the ball in play.
Yeah, corners playing halfway. Looking to maybe cut down that one, see how hard hit the ball is if it does come their way. As Gibson's off to a shaky start to start off this one. Had a nice 1st inning, but so far in the 2nd, hasn't really found it.
No, he hasn't. But just like Jordan Chana, he had runner on 3rd and 1st with no outs, and then he got out the jam. So Gibson can still do that too.
That was a nice curveball right there as that one fell right off the table. Gets ahead at Corral here, 1-2. Does have a base to play with, but obviously with the 1-2 count, looking for the strikeout in the dirt. Corral holds up his swing. Thought about it.
Yeah, he really wanted to swing on that, but good thing for him to hold up because that ball was way outside.
So 2-2. Denning looks a little antsy over there at third. Whitaker playing right next to third base, too, as a changeup right there from Gibson sets down Corral. 2 down. A nice pitch right there. Took a lot off of that one. Pulled the string right in front of Corral. Corral was way out in front of that. And 2 runners in scoring position. Isaiah Verrett, 8-hitter for the Falcons today, will look to put the Falcons on the board. He takes a first pitch strike.
Yeah, you know he definitely wants to do something here because he had that error in center field that made Chana work a little much in the
Looking up and pick himself up. Coming into this one just at 200. So looking to finish the season above the Mendoza line.
right tail lights out though.
That's part of the look sometimes. So
is it?
It's a baseball players can make whatever look fashionable. I can tell you what.
No, baseball players are the least fashionable.
Ooh,
of
I don't know about that.
Basketball players are #1.
What makes basketball players so much?
Because they're so different. They don't care about like being a simple plaid and like just I don't know. They just do extra, and I love it, and I'm here for it. And Westbrook is my fashion icon.
Okay. I respect it.
Thank you. And I'm reading. OKC, are they still in the playoffs?
Yes.
I'm reading for them. Because I'm
down
reading
3-2.
To
but
whom?
Utah Jazz.
I've never heard of that team in my entire life.
Oh, wowzers.
So definitely go OKC.
0-2 to Barrett. Here's the pitch. Misses low. Gibson looking to have an inning just like Chana. Get out of the inning unscathed. We'll see here the 1-2. That curveball again, but Barrett able to stay alive. Looking to straighten this one out. Get in his zone. Got to do the batting gloves. Got to touch the helmet.
Tap the bat on your foot.
Exactly. Everyone has their own thing.
What was your thing?
When I was up at the plate, man, what would I do? A swing and a miss. I'll get back to you right after this one. But Gibson able to get out of his jam as we'll head to the top of the third, Falcons strand 2.
Hi, I'm Cody Gregory, and thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
To the top of the third, Riley Quiros, catcher for the Eagles, will go ahead and lead out this inning. see Jordan Chana on the mound as we have a new broadcast partner in the booth, Melissa Law. Melissa, how you doing?
I'm okay today. How about you guys?
Doing great. Great day for baseball.
It's beautiful out here. A little bit windy, but that's okay.
Always windy here. It's Fairfield. Always got to deal with it. Past few weeks we've been lucky. Winds kind of died down because of the heat, but today, randomly, just the wind came back and decided to, you know, not pay us good fortune for the last. What do out of Arizona? Sophomore, 6 foot 200.
Honestly, sometimes I don't trust the height. Sometimes they'll say someone's 6 foot, but they're like 5'10". That's just, they probably measure them in their cleats or something. I'm telling you, because I stood next to some of these players that say that they're like 6'2", and they're not.
I don't know.
Unless I'm 6'2" suddenly.
It might be self-reported. They want to make them taller than they actually are.
So, Melissa, are you into baseball?
I am. I played softball for a few years, and I come from a baseball family. My brother played, my dad played, so I really love the sport.
There you go.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Fairfield High.
Nice. Yeah. Liner right of his way into center field to lead off. Nice try from Corral, just off the end of his glove.
Thanks for you, Fairfield High.
Class of 2013.
We didn't cross.
It's been a while since high school.
Have you played since in like an independent league or like a softball league?
I'm actually a swimmer, and I played water polo in high school more. I kind of got out of softball.
Oh, there you go. Water polo, I've always wanted.
I wanted to swim, and I thought water polo is so cool. Isn't it like basketball? But
Kinda.
Okay, I'm 0 for 1. Let me ask another question. Anyway, what team do you go for?
I'm a Bay Area girl, so I go for the Giants and the A's.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Yankees?
Oh, so are you really going to start this?
Listen, it has to be established that we hate the Yankees.
Okay.
Because Chris loves the Yankees.
Oh, I see.
Not even because, 27 rings, bro. Not even they buy the championships. None of that.
It's just because Chris.
It's just Chris.
Yeah.
We have to, knock him down. We have to humble him.
That one hits Whitaker right between I was going to say right between the numbers, but I just realized he only got one number. So right at the top of the 9. So first and second, no outs for Falcon Magana.
Yeah, in this situation, instead of his defense kind of letting him down, you never anyone. And thankfully for Solano, there's someone on somebody. Like I said, he has 10 stolen bases. What I would call a cat. And
fast
he
cat.
Definitely fast cat, just like Jared Denning. Thank you. And he definitely would steal.
A bunt right there down the third baseline, feeling it barehanded. It's Chana. Here's the throw and beats him by a step.
That was a great throw by Jordan Chana. I was kind of nervous for a second because I don't know. I love pitchers, but sometimes when I see them going for a bump, I think they're going to overthrow it or underthrow. Something's going to happen. But it was a great throw from Chana. Very solid.
Yeah, nice play right there. Able to field that cleanly. Usually when you go with the bare hand, a much higher risk and getting it just off the finger and not fielding it cleanly, but able to palm that one right. Make a nice throw over to Privilinski for the first out. As Reed is up, that one tails away as he swings and misses.
Do you believe in players sometimes swinging on garbage pitches? Or not really garbage pitches, but like just swinging on purpose, so then the next pitch they would actually hit. You know what I'm trying to say? Like deking the pitcher in a sense as a hitter?
Deking them.
Like.
So you're saying that you're, as a hitter.
You'd swing on a garbage pitch, but it would.
You're playing into them, but in all reality, you're actually in your own game plan.
Yeah, basically.
Maybe. I've never really heard that.
Oh.
Usually a hitter comes up with his own approach at the plate, depending on what the pitcher's been throwing this game. So Chana, a lot of fastballs. You see there, Reed, 2 straight misses as he half there, not quite sure what that was, as that's 2 outs now. As he really, about that last second swing, had to protect and really just kind of hope for the best.
And like I said, Coach always told me no. That moment, it was no, 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 yes, and that's why he had that awkward swing. It wasn't even a swing. It was like
a half swing.
It was like a check, swing, half, emergency.
He wasn't
Get me
quite
out
sure
of
what
here.
to do.
Yeah.
And it's not like it had break to it, as it was a straight fastball on the outside part of the plate.
So he didn't get confused on anything.
Could have been sitting a breaking ball, most likely. Maybe even a changeup, because he was. Nice work from Chana. 5th out. 2-2. Tails away. Noel's looking for a second hit. Nice shot right there above us. 1-1. Kicks and delivers a swing and a miss. Chana gets ahead here.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see Chana get out another jam, to see someone get out of it, but then you think about all the pitches that they threw and maybe a little tired. Jordan Chana.
Here's the 1-2 up. Nice save right there from Denning. Chana does have a base to play with. Worst case scenario, a walk wouldn't be as bad. Gaitan's on deck. He drew a walk his last time up. But Chana looking to get out of the inning once again with no damage. See if he can do it here. A slider comes back in, hits the heart of the plate to set down Knowles. As we head to the bottom of the third, Falcons 9-1-2.
Hey everybody, this is Omar Rodriguez with the Solano College Sports Network. Priority registration has begun and open registration starts May 3rd. If you or anyone you know are interested in a career in sports broadcast, you'll want to check out COM 80B over the summer and also COM 75A and COM 80A during the fall. COM 75A focuses more on working in front of the cameras and doing actual broadcasts. COM 80A focuses more on the TV production side and behind the scene action. I am Omar Rodriguez, and this has been a Solano Update.
Nick Dotson will lead off the bottom of the third. Nice job once again from Chana, work it out of his own jam as he put himself in a little bit of trouble. 2 runners on and no outs, and able to get out of it again.
Yeah, in the second inning we saw an error did him bad, and then in the third inning we saw that he hit someone and kind of did it on himself, but like you said, he did get out of it.
First pitch misses. Whitaker, even with the third, playing a potential bunt from Dotson. 2-0. And for Dotson, 219 in his 29th start. The 2-0 to him. 3-0.
He has a green light right here.
I don't believe so.
I don't even think Denning would have the green light if it's 3-0.
Especially early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You want base runners. That one hits the inside part, 3-1.
Did you ever get mad when your coach would tell you to bunt?
Not whatsoever. That's how you stayed on the field.
Chris, a round of applause to you. Thank you.
You got to do your job. Full count now to Dotson. Here's the payoff pitch. See, floats one just off the end of the bat, just trying to protect there. Out into the bullpen of the Eagles.
Yeah, it looked like the Roberto Diaz swing we saw in the first inning, except that
We've
one
seen
was
a lot of questionable swings so far between the,
we
the
saw
first
with
few
Reed
innings.
in the last
Reed,
inning.
Diaz, Dotson.
Reed, Diaz, Dawson. I feel like there has to be, we have to make something of that.
Inside, Dotson will draw a leadoff walk. That'll bring it to the top of the order, and Kyle Krebs. Krebs struck out his first time up. What do you think? No outs. Krebs up top of the order. Diaz and Gutierrez.
Bunt.
Do you think a bunt?
I think a bunt.
Melissa? No bunt?
No.
No bunt? A check on Dotson.
Whitaker's definitely playing in. He's on the grass right now.
Always have to. I mean, the Falcons usually like the nickel dime you, play a little small ball. Up in the zone, and Quiros will finally go ahead and talk to his pitcher as he's thrown 4 straight balls now.
I believe that's mound visit number 1.
Yeah, lot 6. No, I'm playing.
Thank you for playing along, though. 'Cause that's how I feel. You know how in the majors now you can only visit the mound, I believe, catcher
a certain amount of times.
Yeah, 6 times.
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous.
You gotta talk to your pitcher. You gotta boost their confidence a little bit.
Or just stall because someone's getting warmed up in the bullpen.
You gotta slow down the game sometimes. Sometimes it's just going too fast.
God. Chris, I'm sorry, you're replaced. I'm Team Melissa.
Wowzers. Alrighty then. Wow.
I don't know. I don't like the new walk rule. I don't like the mound visit rule. I don't like the pitch clock. I'm just not a fan of baseball right now. Am I going to still watch?
I
Yes.
entirely forgot about the pitch clock. That one hits Dotson. Luckily, the Knowles thought that one got away. And Gibson takes a deep breath and a sigh of relief.
I think that hit him in the thigh because he's grabbing it.
Yeah, Dotson looks a little bit shaken up there.
Did you want me to recreate it with you real quick? Throw a ball at you?
Please no. I'm fine right here in the booth. Dotson and the rest of the guys can go ahead and take those beatings.
I mentioned Roberto Diaz earlier being one of the players that I liked watching this year, and I have to say Kyle Krebs too, especially defensively, seeing him as he gets hit by a pitch, so he'll go to first. Just seeing him play right field and lay out on all those fly balls and make nothing but 100% effort on all the plays. I just love seeing it.
Yeah, a straight grinder for the Falcons as he'll return next year as he's a redshirt freshman. Was injured last year. First and second, no outs. And I feel like that's been the past 4 half innings. First and second, no outs, and we've yet to see a run across the board. The bunt by Diaz down the third baseline, fielding it backhanded, and no play is Gibson. Nice job from Roberto Diaz.
There.
That was a great bunt.
It was a great bunt.
Don't you think Gibson maybe should have let it go? I think it was going to go foul, but the fact that he picked it up, Roberto was already at.
No, I think he was just too nervous. He wanted to get the out.
I feel like right where Gibson picked up the ball, though, Diaz was already at first base. Like, he was standing there like, okay, let's go, next at bat. But Gibson, I don't know, what about you, Chris? You think if you let it go, it would have gone foul?
It's one of those where, I mean, if you're Gibson, you should know Diaz's speed.
Exactly.
And that far along the third baseline where you field it, at that point you should go ahead and just let that one go and wish for the best as far as it going fair or foul. So bases loaded with Gutierrez up. He lined out the Castillos last time up. Looking to get the Falcons on the board. 2-0.
Yeah, and Gutierrez has 5 home runs. He's second on the team behind Jared Denning. You know, there's a little friendly home run competition between the two. If Gutierrez can maybe, you know, hit out the park with the grand slam, I think he'll take over the competition.
That one's popped up. Shallow left center. Don't know if we'll have a play. Tagging is Dotson. Here's the throw, and that's to the right up the first baseline as the Falcons are on the board first. 1-0.
That was a great throw. I thought it was a little risky by Jerry for Dotson to score on that, but like he was safe.
He's got that speed.
Yeah, Dotson, quick runner there, showing off his wheels. And like you said, Sawad, I mean, when I first saw that off the bat of Gutierrez, that looked like it was shallow. Might have looked like that Esparza had a play on it at short, but just kind of the wind, I think, kind of took it a little bit into the outfield.
Yeah, the wind is pushing center right. So the pop-up dance definitely was on.
Yeah, blowing out towards right field. So 1 out, first and second, as Gibson throws a changeup to Denning. No swing.
And this is definitely where you want the lineup to be right now. You wanted it to be with Gutierrez and Denning. As you see the flags right there just going almost dead center.
Definitely picking up, blowing the pop-up tent we have here at the letters for a ball. Denning with team leading 32 RBIs, looking for his 33rd, and Krebs at second. That breaking pitch misses. 3-0. Pribolinski on deck. The 3-0 in the dirt. Gets away from Quiros, but doesn't matter as Denning draws a walk. So once again, bases loaded, 1 out, and Pribolinski at the plate.
And his second walk of the game. Talking about his on base and him just knowing his pitches and not swinging on anything that's not in his eyesight.
Yeah, really a selective, patient, picky hitter, and that's what you want from a power hitter just like that. I mean, his numbers show it all. The guy can definitely play some ball.
Yeah, and I love walks. I love on base percentage. I love players like Joey Votto. I love it. And anyone that says that Joey Votto's contract is a bust because he's been walking a lot, I don't know. There's like a lot of talk about that. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Joey Votto is, I think he's one of the few underrated players in the league now because he hasn't been as offensively productive as far as power numbers the past years.
Exactly. And it's so frustrating because he's getting on base. Like I feel like people see him and think he should be hitting home runs, he should be doubling, hitting triple, stuff like that. But if he's getting on base, what's wrong with that? He hits over 300. He hits over like 400 or 500 in on base. He leads the league in walks. Like he's just. Let's not do this right now because I could just keep talking about Joey Votto.
You sound a little bit aggravated there.
I'm so sick of Joey Votto being constantly disrespected. I'm just sick of it.
Runners on base is better than no runners on base.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly, Melissa. So, Gibson just had a mound visit right there from his assistant coach, Dustin Shane. That first pitch to Pribolinski is for a ball, so not quite sure if the mound visit is going to pay off here. Already down in the count to Pribolinski, and we have some action in the Eagle bullpen as well. That fastball paints the black. Pribolinski and the Falcons putting a little pressure on Gibson. They got bases loaded once again. Looking to get ahead. That one's in there for another called strike. 1-2 the count. Big out right here for Gibson if he can set down Pribolinski. A changeup right back to him, to his catcher. onto Knowles to end the inning. So nice work from Gibson, able to limit the damage as the Falcons jump on the board first on the RBI sacrifice fly from Nate Gutierrez as we head to the top of the fourth. Falcons strand 3.
Aaron Corral, thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Welcome back to the top of the fourth. Jordan Chana will look to have a nice another inning for the Falcons as Gaitan will go ahead and lead it off for the Eagles. And we have a new broadcast partner in the booth, Scott Stover. Scott, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good.
Is it kind of weird being behind
the scenes?
Behind the scenes instead of like usually you're the coach.
Yeah, the only game I sat and watched this year was at American River College because my best friend's the coach there. Other than that, I've seen maybe 2 innings all year and have not been here. So yes, it feels a lot different to me. Yes.
You see some plays and you're kind of like, okay, maybe I should get my pants on and start yelling.
No. I'm a different person now.
That one's driven back to left field. Gregory looks at that one, and that's a solo shot for Jerry Gaitan as that one's tied at 1-1. Nice piece of hitting from Gaitan, able to jump on that fastball and put the Eagles on the board first.
Hey, ladies, I'm Isaiah
Yeah,
Barrett.
Cody was
Thanks
under for a
the
second,
Solano
but he
College
knew it was going to
Sports
go
Net.
over the fence.
He knew that one. Gaitan got all of that.
Next up to bat.
So 1-1 ball game with Esparza up now. Struck out looking his last time up.
That's what it feels like the season's been so far, or thus far, excuse me. Solano would take the lead, and then literally the next inning, the next half, the other team would score. It's always like a cat and mouse kind of game.
Pitching is down these last few years in all of junior college, so you're going to see a lot more offense.
Did you know anything about the 7th inning bugaboo for the Falcons?
The woes.
I do not.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Let me
She's going to tell you all about that.
So we've noticed a little trend with the Falcons that if they have the lead.
Liner, and Gregory loses his footing, slips up in left field. As Esparza will go ahead and head to third, standing up, or excuse me, decides to slide, as that'll be a no-out triple for Esparza from the foolishness, I guess you could say, from the footing of Gregory.
Just to go back on the 7th inning, 5 times Solano was ahead and 1 time they were tied, and they've blown the lead and ended up losing. So 6 times they went into the 7th inning either tied or ahead, and they ended up losing.
Wow, okay, that's not a good stat.
No, not at all. And it's like a common thread, so that's why coming into this game, the 7th inning is definitely going to be a big part of Solano hopefully keeping it tied or being ahead.
So I'll bring up Castillo. Looking to drive in Esparza. Pitches up.
Now, during that time, how long was Pearsall out for? He was out for injury, and so that's
yeah,
a big part of it.
He was out, I believe it was from the mid-February to mid-March.
Yeah, and when you have the back end of your bullpen out, and then Gutierrez has to be stretched out a little more, and I think they'd use him as a starter with the rainouts. This was the one thing I felt good about was all the rain. I didn't have to be involved with all that. A ton of makeup games and dealing with fields, and I told Tyron, I said, better you than me on this year for that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of mix and matching when you got all the rainouts and it's back-to-back games. You got to plug guys in for a spot start, and guys that usually aren't starting, like you said, Gutierrez had to go in sometimes, pull in Yancey, and mix up the days for all these guys that are set days on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays.
Right, and it stretches the bullpen out. I mean, we're talking about pitch counts, and now it's more pitch counts on extra days, and it's hard. There's not enough pitching out there to go around for junior colleges, and you're going 4 games, sometimes 5 games a week with the rainouts. It gets really, really depleted in the bullpens.
And the Falcons' bullpen hasn't had much success this year. That one's floated into shallow right. Coming in is Krebs, and tagging and bluffing is Esparza. So nice job from Krebs, able to get that one in quickly. But going back to what I was saying, Falcon bullpen hasn't really been the strong suit for them this year. It's really been the starting pitching has been, personally, I think it's terrific, going at least 5 to 6 to 7 innings.
Hey, ladies, I'm Isaiah Verrett.
Chana, Yancey, and Nader. Nader, especially strikeout king. It's just that middle of the bullpen, like you said. I mean, they don't have that one guy that we've usually seen here for the Falcons. And Pearsall, going back, it missed the majority of the season, hasn't really gone in for a closing situation. It's just been a tough year for the Falcons.
Well, and the key is in recruiting too. I mean, you have to bring in really guys who are all starters, and convince 1 or 2 of them.
As we got a suicide squeeze, and that'll work to perfection right there as the Falcons are able to get the out. But nice job right there from Aquavera, able to drop that bunt down successfully to put the Eagles ahead 2-1.
Yeah, like I was saying, it goes back to having to recruit 5 or 6 starting pitchers and then try to convince 2 or 3 of them they got to be in the bullpen. And that really stretches out, and it gets stronger arms in there. And also, this year with me coming back, we're really going to focus on strengthening these guys a little better and be able to build up more endurance for them to go longer earlier in the season, and that stretches out the starters, which really makes the bullpen more fresh.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And do you ever have, from years of coaching, do you ever have someone that is doesn't necessarily want to move to the bullpen, always wants to start, and kind of has the attitude? Is it kind of hard to adjust for some players, or
none of them said it to my face, but you can kind of tell in their body language. But we've had guys like Kagan Hopkins, the guy a few years back from back at high. He only threw out the bullpen for us, and I rewarded him with a start at the end of his sophomore year. He goes to Chico State, and he's a Friday night starter, pitched him in the World Series.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's just about fit for that team you have right there, and really bullpens can really carry a team at this level, especially.
Yeah, at this level, at the community college level, you're relying on your pitching, even though the offense is always going to be there, like you were saying. As Chana once again gets another strikeout, his 7th on the day, as we'll head to the bottom of the 4th.
Hey, ladies, I'm Isaiah Verrett. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network. Hey, ladies, I'm Isaiah Verrett. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hey, this is Nick Dodson. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Gregory will lead off the bottom of the 4th as the Eagles went ahead and took the lead on a nice home run from Gaitan and a suicide squeeze from Andrew Aquavera. So Gregory, sophomore, last home game for him. His first time up, sack bunt. It's a chopper up the middle. Decides to play it on the hop is Esparza and throw on the dirt, but nice pick from Knowles for the first out. So, Coach, do you have any updates on the Rockhounds this summer, if they're going to play here or if as far as the 18U, 16U teams?
You know, with me taking the year off and going back to school and then getting back in here and getting to recruiting, we decided not to do it this year.
No Rockhounds?
Yeah, we're just going to take the year off of doing it. It was really expensive to do to begin with.
Yeah.
But it's just the time. I got to focus my time. You know, I did it, for myself and family this year, and moving forward with the program. So that's the goal for this year. We'll shut the field down, do some renovations to it. We're renovating the clubhouse. We're gutting that thing out at the end of this month and putting about $20,000 of renovations into it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty impressive.
That's nice.
So we got a lot of good things that we're working on.
There you go. As far as the recruitment, when does that start for you?
It's been going. You know, once it wasn't officially announced I was coming back next year until about 2 weeks ago, maybe even less. And so then I was officially allowed to start talking to kids. And Tyron's been doing a good job. And I had to call. He called the kids first, and I followed up with the ones he'd already got commits from. And Robbie and Tyron will still – well, Tyron's going to try to stay on. We'll see with his work schedule. But Vic will still be here. And those are guys who played for me. So, I mean, the foundation was there. It hasn't been hurt or even affected. So we're just going to build off of it. You know, I'm excited about it. You know, when we get back to when we win the 5 conference titles in a row and be more competitive. Our area's been a little thin on talent, but we're finding the right guys.
Yeah, a lot of potential, especially in. I mean, you guys got a good core coming back next year, and Privilinski, Krebs, a bunch of guys that really have been in and out of the lineup, but when they've played really well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Privilinski's a guy we recruited, and he got hurt last year. I kind of felt bad for some of the guys that were my guys. Denning, Gutierrez, 4.0 student, Cody Gregory. Those guys I brought in, kind of nurtured, and I'm still helping them. Helping Tyron help them behind the scenes. With schools. Although Tyron's doing a great job with that right now. And those are the guys I really felt bad for. But yeah, I had the year off was fantastic. 15 straight years coaching, doing it all.
I bet.
Yeah, the field, everything I had to do. So it was good to get that time off. Changed the way I live my life. I lost 40 pounds in the last few months. And just changed the whole way I live, and it's been great. Yeah, and but I'm excited. I'm ready to come back, and it's got the itch now. I think taking the summer off is gonna make me even more ready. And we're excited. We got a lot of things we're gonna do that are gonna be very intriguing to incoming freshmen and future recruits, and we're just gonna keep moving forward.
You said coming into the broadcast that you're a changed man, so does that mean you're not going to be yelling anymore?
Yeah, I've kind of changed, with a little more zen approach. I mean, it's still going to be
zen approach. I like it.
It's still going to be, we're going to be aggressive and kind of in your face as a team, and kind of teach these guys to be a little less timid as well. I mean, you can be aggressive and be intimidating to your opponent and still not, without being a jerk. And I just think today's kid doesn't react as well to the yelling and screaming. There's certain kids you can do that to who need it. And there's some who don't, and if I identify the kid who really needs to be pushed more, I will. But I think a different approach of just convincing them that here's how we have to work, and working hard is going to pay off, I promise you. And it's hard to do when you're yelling and screaming because then they just get angry. Yeah. So I want them to really understand, the passion we're having for this. And me and Vic Ferrante were talking. He's been there. He's played professional baseball. He signed with Texas Tech. He's always been in great shape. So we've really been sitting down and talking about just revamping everything we're going to do in the weight room. And I have more freedoms to do all that now because I make the class schedule. I think it's going to be a good experience for everybody. I think people are really going to start talking about how different it is in that sense mentally, but how much more beneficial it is for the student athlete.
And as far as the fall season approaches and everything like that, and like you said, you're trying to incorporate different ideas and how you run that, as that's a double play ball to end the inning right there from Verrett. But going back to that, I mean, is it a whole new foundation, or are you going to emphasize one part of your game as far as like weight room, focusing more on pitching, or? Yeah,
it's compartmentalized. I mean, the strength and conditioning is one part. We're getting away from all the endurance running because really like the interval training is a little better when it comes to the cardio stuff. So that'll be kind of one thing we focus on, and then. Then the baseball component, I'm going to take over the pitching. I'll be the pitching coach because I'm going to incorporate all the stuff that I've been developing with the shoulder stabilization and just be with the pitchers more. I already call pitches, so it'd be good if I'm more ingrained with them. The way it works now with our 12-hour-a-week schedule, I can actually break it down and have focus on the pitchers and then get them out of there do some stuff in the library and then focus on the hitters separately, although we'll have plenty of coaches. I mean, Vic's doing a great job with the hitters, and he's going to continue that. So I'll delegate more authority and give it to some people I really trust. But, yeah, I mean, you can do it all. You can go to school and work hard in your academics and get bigger and stronger and be a better baseball player all in 1 week. You can keep working on all those things in 1 week. It doesn't have to work on one for 2 weeks. It's a commitment, and that's the thing. Is we want the kids who want to be committed to play at that next level. And when I went out and saw some Division I games this year, it's amazing how different the level is. But I mean, those kids it's every day, and it's structured. It's morning. Here we're going to weights, and then you go into class, and then you're going to practice, and then you're doing study hall for 3 hours. It's so structured, and we want these guys to learn that. And the ones who are better, they'll make out really good in the end.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going back to the workouts and everything, I know majority of them, as far as state schools, I know some people go in at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, hit their weights, go to class, then go to practice for hours on end, go to do homework, and these guys are taking 12, 15 units sometimes, and it's a job. It really is. I mean, it's more than a job, even, because you're going 40+ hours a week.
Well, and then for their travel, they're flying. It's like, my son's at University of Louisiana, and I mean, they opened up University of Texas. I flew up there, and I watched that, and that was phenomenal to watch. And then, then they drove. So they're driving 7 hours back home. And by the way, you got class tomorrow. So it's,
And teachers don't care sometimes. They're like, I don't care if you're a star athlete, you're going to come to this lecture.
Yeah, and even for graduation, I'm excited he's going to graduate, and every time our guys graduate, which is a ton of them, they send me their graduation announcements. And like for the case of my son, I was going to fly out there in graduation. They're on the road. He doesn't even get to walk because they're in Texas. Yeah, and so it's. But that's a part of the sacrifice.
Exactly. Keyword is sacrifice.
It is, yeah. And then at the end, but I mean, he's going to have a degree. So he will have a degree here in 3 weeks. And, and then a job hopefully in 3 months. So that's the goal, and that's what we want for these guys. And, when some players found out, some alumni, that I was coming back, my phone was just buzzing like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, so we're going to do an alumni game. They're like, do the alumni game. We want to come back for the alumni game. So I'll be back, and we'll do that September 29th. We'll do the alumni game again. It's already going to be a pretty good turnout from what I've heard. So, no, and they appreciate it. I've had guys, one of them came by my house the other day. So I just want to sit and talk to you and check in. He says, I just wish I would have listened to things you said back when I played and didn't learn it 3 or 4 years after I was done. I'm like, no, but you graduated and you have a kid now and you have a good job, and that's all we wanted from that. But they get it. It's just I get it. When you're 18, it's hard. Coach doesn't know what he's saying.
Exactly.
We all do that, and with our parents and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But getting the right kids, that's the key. We got to keep getting the right kids, and we've done that in the past, and we have to get back to getting more of the right kids. And that's when you see all the banners hanging up.
Yeah, I just want to bring it back a little bit. Do you know or do you remember a guy named Alexander Parrott?
Of course, yeah.
He's my coworker, and he's always asking me, like, updates on Solano, what's happening, because he knows Tyron Slampa too.
Right.
And he told me a funny story of he was pitching really bad, and you were going to, make a switch in the bullpen or something, and he was going to walk off the mound and hand you the ball, but you told him to go back on the mound, and then you stood on the top of the mound, and you were still towering over him, and he was, really frustrated because he was, embarrassed, and it was really funny.
Right, yeah. And that's just more of, being respectful to the game.
No, definitely.
Yeah, and I've never had a problem with him. He was great.
Yeah.
And it's always nice. I think last time I saw him, I ran into him at a Tim McGraw concert in Tahoe.
And,
wow,
small world.
And he came up to me and pulled me aside. He's like, I haven't seen you in a while. He's telling me how his life was going. He graduated. And I mean, that's the stories that we like to hear. Graduate, have a good job. I'm happy. That's what we want to hear.
As a family, exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
And sometimes you forget when you're a baseball player that you can have a social life or you can be another person.
Right. Yeah. It's frustrating.
Especially as a coach, too.
Yeah, but even my wife, she had made comments to my daughters about don't date a baseball player. Don't date a baseball player. Yeah.
I feel like for me, watching it and growing up watching it and then doing this right now and seeing how the players are just in the community level, it's going to be hard to be a baseball wife or girlfriend.
Yeah.
Just this commitment.
No, I think it is. And, we play more games than any other sport for one, so we're gone more. We have to recruit more athletes than any other sport besides football. So, I mean, we're gone more in recruiting. The hours are just so much more. Our practices are longer. Our games are longer just by the the type of game. So everything just takes so much longer. So it's she adjusted. there's bumps and bruises. And when I coached professional baseball for a couple of years, I was gone for the whole summer. That was an issue, and we worked through it.
1-1 count to Magana. That one's off the end of the bat, but into right center field. Rounding second, heading to third is Whitaker. And he'll get the stop sign as his third base coach holds him up there. Almost slipped up over at third, so that'll be a double for Magana first hit on the day, second and third, still no out.
You know, the one thing also you see Brett there kind of stumble getting that ball, and then Cody Gregory slipped in left. This time of year, if you look how light-colored the dirt is, so it's getting windier, it's getting warmer. The field's not getting a lot of water, so I walked across the outfield yesterday. It's slick. It's harder, and it's slick, and that's why these guys aren't just falling and misplaying balls because they're not athletic. Yeah, it's slick in some of those spots.
Is there a player that's not Gutierrez or Denning, like the stars necessarily, but is there a player that you've seen this year or you've heard of that you're really impressed with?
Actually, yeah, you know, Brett, I didn't know much about him. I didn't recruit last year's class, and I know his numbers weren't eye-popping in high school. Some of these guys took my weight class, and I got to watch him. He's not a physical, being, but he worked hard in the weight room. He was there all the time, and I just kind of watched him a little bit through the fence, between classes, and he's athletic, and it just seems like he wants to work hard the whole time. He kind of gives me shades of Joey Dodson a little bit. Maybe not as athletic yet, but just one speed. It's hard all the time, and really wants to be a good teammate. He'll lay that bunt down over trying to swing for the fences because he knows that's what his team needs. So I kind of see that. I don't see the kid every day, but I'm looking forward to seeing him more next year and kind of talking a little bit and work with him this summer about some adjustments I think he can make that's going to help him and the team next year.
So coming into the season, Slampa's kind of idea for the game was to not necessarily have everyone be comfortable in a certain position. For example, Roberto was center field last year. This year he was playing short, second, third. And last year we even saw him pitch a little too, maybe one inning. But when you come back next spring, are you going to keep the same philosophy, or are you going to try to cement some players down in specific positions?
No, Tyron did a really good job. I mean, you had
he definitely did.
Corral was hurt, broke that hamate bone, had to have surgery, and so we'd even kind of talk a little bit. And he's like, I'm put Dios over there, and he's like, that's what we brought him in as a shortstop. And I'm like, you're right, we did. We put him in center because we had a need for center, and we already had a couple in the middle infielders we brought in at the break with Aaron and Vinny last year. So then the most value we needed right there was center, and that's where Berto went. This year they had Verrett who can go out there, and they were more need up the middle, so you move Diaz there. And it's fortunate enough to have a good athlete like Roberto who can go there and play the middle infield and play center, which is what Joey was. Joey could play second, play outfield. We've had a lot of success since I've been here about turning infielders into outfielders who are all conference outfielders, and they made adjustments. So, no, I mean, we always want to cement guys in the right spot. It's a matter of if you're going to be deep enough to do that. Like I said, Tyron did a great job of moving guys around and trying to find the right spot. Yeah. And we had the issue last year. We had some injuries, and we had one game at Yuba last year where we started 3 different guys at short, third, and second who had never played those positions in high school because of an injury right beforehand. So we would go, okay, well, you're our best arm, so you're going to go play short. Okay, and they had fun with it. It was great. Luke Noble played second that day, and he hadn't played infield since he'd been here. He played it in high school.
Yeah.
But, of course, all the ground balls got hit to those guys, and we won the game. Yeah, so it's interesting to see, but it's nice. Versatility in your recruiting is the key. If you can have a guy who can play infield and outfield, or a guy who can play a position and catch.
Like Gutierrez, for instance, who can pitch DH first base.
He can play outfield, too. When I had him in the summer, he played outfield as well.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he made that diving catch that went viral where he had a piece of pizza in his glove. Yeah, I didn't find out until later, so I wasn't able to yell at him for that one. But when I finally found out, he asked me, he apologized. I said, it's summer and it's funny, so it's all right.
Summer and it's funny.
And when a 4.0 student does it, you kind of give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, yep.
Because I may work for him someday, so I have to be nice to those guys.
I know for Salampa, and I know for you too, that education comes first before baseball, before anything. It's always education. Are you going to definitely put that in their heads next spring?
Yeah, with the schedule now is structured so I don't have to teach as many non-baseball related classes. So not only will we get them in there for study hall, and I worked in the basic skills lab in the fall as well and really got to understand how it works. Not only get them the resources they need more, but me being in the study skills lab with them as well. So because I have the time to do it, so it's good to be able to do that. With time being part-time, it's hard when you're part-time and trying to work another job and support your family.
That one's driven out to left center from Knowles. Brett fields it off the wall. Throw to Corral, so a 2 RBI double for Knowles extends the lead for the Eagles 4-1 here in the top of the 5th.
You coached Chana, right?
I did. We brought Chana in. This is his 3rd year, so Chana redshirted and then played last year. Pitched his first year, redshirted last year, and then playing right now. Him and Cody Gregory are both 3rd-year guys. Yeah.
What are you seeing from him so far in this game?
I'm happy he's healthy. I know it took him a while to get back, and he worked really hard after his first year, building up the arm strength, getting in the low 90s, doing the workout program that Coach Lamp had put together. I haven't really seen him throw this year. I know the score is 4-1, but I was impressed. He could pitch out of a jam early on. His stuff looks pretty good. I know his arm still, I think, it's not 100%. I recommended to him, as Coach Lampa did too, to take the summer off before he goes off to play at his next school, just to rest, especially throwing 60-plus innings. Him, Yancey, who I'm excited about. I got to see him pitch last week for the first time.
Yeah, Yancey's a good piece.
Yeah, those guys, they need to take the summer off. They've thrown a lot of innings this year.
But you can't tell them that because they're just going to be like, okay, and then play in the summer anyway.
Yeah, but I'm going to be here this summer doing the weight class and everything. So, I can work with them. I have hours to do that. So I'm going to try to encourage some of these guys to be with me, and I'll work out with them. I want to show them. I'll work out with them and show them, hey, I'm 46. I'm doing this too. Let's do it together and get better.
And then just like that, you see Denning's amazing arm.
Yeah, Denning. Runners this year, runners caught stealing. That now leads 15 right there, and only just 25 allowed. So Denning just an absolute cannon behind the plate. And I'm sure you definitely relied on that when you were coaching here on Denning.
Yeah, Tyron's in the same boat we were last year, which is one catcher. Last year we had 3. One got hurt, one quit. He had to get a job. And so it was just Denning. And then this year, same with Tyron. And he had a backup who got hurt, who played another position. So he's got to carry the load. He's a little tired. He's got to get in a little better shape, I think. Just better endurance.
Yeah,
he's strong.
He's fast, too.
Yeah, and he's got a good arm strength.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he'll get a call on probably day 2 of the draft. It's just a matter of if it's a good fit for him and what he's trying to do. He's got that. He's got that offered, or they signed with Southeast Louisiana, so he has that to go to. So it's good. I think he's worked hard to get where he's at, and trying to stay healthy has been a big key for him. But to watch him swing the bat's really good. That's one thing when scouts have asked me about follow-ups on him. How I just mentioned is his swing's so short and quick, hits the ball to all fields, hits lefties, righties. So it's good. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him.
So with that being said, who's the best catcher you've seen here at Solano?
It's tough. Ryan Lipkin was probably the single hardest working catcher I had, but I only had him 1 year because he broke his hand right before the season started his freshman year, and then still got drafted, passed a ton of units, so we got him out early to USF, played 1 year for us, was league MVP, played on Team USA, went to University of San Francisco, and then signed with the A's. Vic Romero might have been the most impactful. We had the single biggest at-bat in school history where we were down in the regional, hit the grand slam to put us up, and we ended up winning that series and hosted the first super regional in school history. And so he was good. Went to Oklahoma State, was all Big 12 there. Aaron Brasher was one of the best guys I ever had at back picking. He's really smart on the field defensively. Wasn't as offensive as the other guys. And even the kid from Venezuela we had, he could just throw the heck out of it. Andres.
Oh, Quijada.
Yeah, he could just throw the heck out of it. So they all had good attributes. But I would say, Lipkin learned how to catch and was really smart at the next level as he got older. Mm-hmm. Romero learned it so much faster to get a point where he would wave me off and go, I got this. I would say overall from start to finish, he'd have to be our best when it includes offense, defense, team leader. I'd say Romero. Yeah. Although I'll tell Lipkin it was Lipkin.
Say it to his face.
Yeah, I'll tell them all to their faces. They're my favorite.
Just to go back on the Denning thing, I always told my brother too, because he plays baseball and he's actually really good. I'm not just saying because he's my brother, but I told him that if he ever gets an offer from a school and then also gets drafted, you have to unless it's it's hard because the minor league system in baseball is so horrible. Yeah, it's so bad. Unless you're Bryce Harper or someone around like him and you get to make it when you're 20 or 19, you're going to be in there for a while. So I say rather go to a college and establish yourself there and get better and then hopefully get drafted again, basically.
One of the biggest things, think of just any 18-year-old boy, the way his body looks from 18 to 21, even if he wasn't in the weight room all the time, it's just going to grow naturally. Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest difference. These guys just getting bigger and stronger, more mature, and you're seeing a lot of the major league teams drafting a lot of Division I guys at higher levels, and they're in the minor leagues for maybe a year and a half before they get to the big leagues. So they're liking the Division I baseball aspect of it. With my son, he got drafted out of high school, and Kansas State made him an offer, and he was 17, so he couldn't sign. I would have to sign with him. Mm-hmm. And I said, you're not going to go. And he goes, no, I understand. And he knew he wasn't ready, and he got bigger and stronger just from his senior in high school till when he had to play here when he got hurt at Kansas State. His body was just so much different. He was more of a man. Just you're going to mature naturally. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, there's no guarantee in pro ball. You can play 1 year. There's been kids in this area who signed, and we're done playing pro ball in 2 years. And I'm like, you would have still been here with us at that point.
Yep.
Now all their college eligibility is over with, and they're working, getting part-time job at age 20.
Yep.
It's kind of like the whole I got drafted though kind of feeling. You're like, I got drafted by the Reds or whatever, but we have to think about the system that you're going to go into. How likely are you going to be actually called up within like the 5 years, or would you rather just go to college and, like you said, develop your body, develop your hitting, your pitching, whatever, and just work on your education and your backup plan, which is like your major, basically, if you want to be a baseball player.
And come out with a degree, and
come out with a degree.
And at the end, I mean, when you're done in college, if you're still good enough, you'll still get drafted. You can still sign. Some people are so eager to play pro ball so fast, and it works out for some. But you're right, like there's only how many Bryce? There's one Bryce Harper. Willie Calhoun. Look at Willie Calhoun. He's really good at Benicia and goes to Arizona. Had an okay freshman year. Leaves and goes to a JC in Arizona and hits 31 home runs. And he got stronger, lost some of that weight he had in high school, and just became a better baseball player and more physical. And now I don't know if he's in the big leagues right now. I know
he's with the Rangers.
Yeah, he got called up last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good athlete, and but he didn't sign right away. Very few kids. I don't know how many kids.
I think I like Billy Bean too. Well, because I watched Moneyball too, but he, instead of going to Stanford, I want to say, he signed with the A's and just didn't have a good career.
Right, and he regretted it, yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot to be said about it. But there's some guys who are just physically ready.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what the stat is, but like the number of first-round pitchers or the first-picked pitchers to get to the big leagues is like 1. Yeah. So, I mean, it's amazing. And baseball is the funniest game because none of it makes sense. You can be short and fat and be able to hit really well and be in the big leagues, or a pitcher's out of shape. They're just chasing velocity on the mound and bodies. They're not going to draft a guy who's 5'11". It's amazing. So that's the biggest thing we try to tell these guys. You want to be a guy, separate yourself, get bigger and stronger than the guy next to you. That's number one. What's going to help? Ability has to be there. You can't hide somebody, at second base who's never played the game before. Like in basketball, you could stick a guy at guard, put him on the side, never give him the ball, let him run down the court, and no one really know the difference. But you get exposed in this game. Guys with hard sliders, if you can't sit back, pull your hands inside. If you can't hit a changeup and you're out in front all the time, you're going to get exposed really fast in this game. That's the one thing about it. This game will humble you a ton. Yeah. We always compare it. It's like women.
That's an RBI single for Roberto Diaz right there. Cuts the lead in half now, 4-2.
That was a weird play right there.
One look at I was talking about too, how fast the ball. He hit it hard and it kicked off the surface, then went out to the grass and the outfield, and the outfielders struggle with it. It's just everything's so slick and fast right now.
Is fixing the field, fixing is a loose term, but is fixing the field one of your top priorities?
Yeah, me and Kelly. I mean, it looks good, but me and Kelly, the maintenance guy who works on our field, has been for the last 2 decades. We talked the other day about just shutting it down. Not doing anything on it and what our plan was. So, I feel pretty comfortable with it. Add some more grass, get it thicker. The greenness of it's fine. Kill some of the weeds. So that's the biggest goal, and just kind of patch up some of the areas that are dead. So it should look really good by the time we start in the fall. It'll be the first time there's been no baseball in the summer since it was redone in 2009.
Wow.
I talked to a player from Napa, and he said that he loves playing on this field. He loves the vibe and the energy of it. But then I get where you're coming from when it talks about the sleekness and the outfield and slipping and all that stuff.
Yeah, and it's stuff a lot of people don't notice. And it's really, I think it's only been this last week or so that it's been like that, because we really did have a wet, early spring. But, when we designed it, I wanted the fences 12 feet high. I wanted them higher. I wanted them slatted so it kind of looked more enclosed. I wanted the stand area behind us to be slatted as well, but they did not do that. It looks nice, and I like the plaza. I mean, I want permanent seating, but I like the openness of the plaza, especially when we host playoffs. We hosted Super Regional. The 2 teams before us were San Mateo and Ohlone, and there was probably, I would say, 2,000 people here. I mean, it was unreal. It was like a house party. You couldn't walk through, and their game went 5 hours. So we played Sac City next, and it was getting dark, and we thought we wouldn't finish it. And when the 2 groups were together, all the parents and fans, you could walk without touching somebody. It was unreal. Yeah, so I kind of thought that was a cool atmosphere, and the cameras were getting views of it and everything. So I do like the atmosphere and how enclosed it is. We're going to do some stuff to clean up the area down there, make it nicer, more aesthetically pleasing. We might enclose the bullpens.
I love how it looks like a forest when you look over there by left field.
I wanted trees, like the skinnier, I forget what the trees are, the ones that look like skinny pine trees, out behind all the way around because North Carolina has that. But they told me if they planted it would take like 15 years for them to grow above the fence. I'm like, I don't know if I'll outlive that.
So, I want to see.
Yeah, but plus imagine the maintenance of it too. I mean, I've been out behind the outfield a lot this year, and it's pretty rough.
It's rough back there. Yeah,
it is rough back there.
Yeah, Chris, you would know because you have to change the battery for the center field camera, right?
Yeah, I did that last Saturday.
Yeah, it's not the safest area. I mean, the players don't have to go back there, but and that's the other thing for like baseballs. We go through so many baseballs, and it's going to get to a point I don't have them go out there anymore. Why bother going out there and going through all this roughage just to find a baseball? It's probably ruined anyway. I did remember early in the fall or in the spring, Denning hit a ball, and I was out there teaching a class, and he hit it over the second fence, and I looked up. It was amazing how far that thing went.
Well, this is Denning, though. He has the power, definitely.
Yes, yeah.
A check from Gibson, keeping Diaz close over there at second.
We've been talking about Jared, of course, Allspring, because he's Jared Denning, but something that we've been really impressed with, me particularly, is his walks, his on base. And just because he's known as a power hitter or hitting for average, but he also walks a lot.
Yeah, and a big part of that is, he's patient at the plate. Learning your zone and knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are is key. Also, not having a big hitter behind you it makes it easy to pitch around you. That was one thing with when Ferrante was here years ago. He was such he was the biggest impact player in the state at the time, and he would get pitched around. But then his sophomore year, we brought in a guy who was really good, and Ferrante started. They had to pitch to Ferrante. So then you have a guy on base and pitch to the next guy. So, Priority last year, same thing. Yeah, he was hitting really well, but we just didn't have anyone that was scary enough.
Number 7.
And that's when I would start putting Priority ahead of Denning, and to see if that worked. But then one was going to get not pitched to, so that was kind of the downside.
I mean, Priority, it worked out for both of them. I think Priority just hit under 500.
Yeah.
And Denning ended up hitting around 400, too. So it was just a 1-2 combo that was just pick or poison.
Yeah, and the thing is, when we were winning all the conference titles, it was 3 or 4 of those type of guys in the lineup. And so it just became, you could break them up or put them together, and it became more potent. And that's what the goal is next year, to try to get back to, is enough of those guys in the lineup to really just kind of scare some teams.
That heart of the order.
Yeah.
The pitch to Pribolinski. Chopper foul. 1-1.
Kyle Krebs made it with his – maybe he didn't make it with his hat. Maybe I'm lying. It looked like he did.
No, he did.
Okay, thank you. I thought that was cool.
So first and second, 2 down.
When you come back next spring, can you do me a favor?
What's that?
Can you tell everyone to wear stirrups, please?
It's funny you talk about that. We are next year. I'm going to do a new pant. I'm doing the short one that they have to pull up, and so everyone will have stirrups for those.
Yay!
And the biggest reason is not because I care about the look, because I don't care that much. I know the players do.
No fashion or anything.
It's easier to size them. It's hard to size.
Oh, yeah.
When you buy the pants ahead of time, then you bring in the kids, and some are too long, some are too short. So if we do it this way, they won't have to worry about any of that. Well, waist size will be the only issue, and we can take care of that. But yeah, and I'm even willing to wear them just to not have to deal with all the uniform stuff.
Yeah.
I'm scared to see what the uniforms look like.
Are you getting new tops, or are you going to keep them?
Yeah, we'll probably do it. We'll do a whole other uniform.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I was so sick of dealing with all the pants. Every year, and a kid went, I want to wear mine this way and that way. So we'll do one. We'll do a white pant that just is this. Everyone's wearing them the same, and then I'll buy them their stirrups, because we would buy them their socks, and guys would go get their own stirrups. And we might tinker with doing the Columbia Baby Blue stirrup for the Columbia Baby Blue top as well. We did that a few years ago, but it was a lot of work for me. So if I get one of the assistants,
I can help you.
Okay. Yeah.
I can help you, please.
I think it's socksrock.com was where we got them from. Yeah.
Have to look into that. That one's flown out. High fly ball into left center. But there, making the play is Gaitan to end the inning. So Falcons able to add one more, cut down the lead to 4-2 as we head to the top of the sixth. Coach, it was a pleasure having you on the broadcast. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Yeah, I will see you in the spring.
Yes, you will.
Thanks.
Hi, this is Tyron Salampa. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
looking back as you see a shot of the softball team, some players right there, as they have had a pretty good season so far as they're heading into the playoffs and have a pretty good shot of hosting a game there.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I love doing the games with the girls, and I just love the energy of them and how they go on the field dancing. And I don't want to say my favorite player because that's really messed up because I love all the girls, but someone that I especially like, Brianna Schlottman, she's literally on the mound about to pitch and the song's still playing and she'll dance and start singing. Like she's just so cool, calm, and collected.
Has fun with it. We also have a new broadcast partner in the booth, and Eddie Chase. Eddie, how are you doing?
Just feels good to be back home.
That was lined into right field for a leadoff single for Esparza.
No. You know, I was just admiring that. That was a good hit.
I have to talk to Poff because who let you in the booth?
You know what? Poff did, and he just was looking for, the best broadcaster out of the
Poff gave you the nod?
Yeah, he gave me the nod.
So you're better than Chris and I?
Exactly. That's why I had to take a break, let you guys feel it out, so he was going to see who's going to be my partner next year.
Aren't you actually going to San Francisco next year?
I am going to San Francisco State next year.
I mean, I'm not trying to knock him. That's good.
Yeah, I'll be coming back here every game. You know me.
Every game?
Every game.
Bunt foul from Castillo.
But I've taken over the interviewer position from Soaj. She's a little upset about that. But you do such a great job doing these games, so I think it's a fair trade.
I mean, who's the one that's grooming you? Who's the one that's helping you?
Poff, Brian,
okay.
Chris sometimes give me some great advice.
Chris helps you because Chris definitely is one of the best interview people I've ever seen in my life. He's not awkward, stiff, or anything.
Man, so even on that one interview I did back last summer.
I'm going to look for it because that literally makes my day. Like Dylan, when we were doing the football game like 2 years ago or something, he said, good day. Oh, no, what did he say? Brian Nelson, good evening and good night. Was the best.
Pulls back the bunt. It's Castillo, and that gets away from Denning. Hit off his glove. Most likely the pull back from Castillo in the bat view might have disrupted Denning's view of the ball. So Esparza able to go to second on the pass ball there. Runner in scoring position, 2-1 count.
Yeah, and you never, like we said earlier, Denning is a wall back there. So if it does get past him, like you said, it has to be something that caught his eye. Like it distracted him in a sense.
Yeah, it looked like the bat definitely did get in the way of his glove.
And that would be Denning's 13th pass ball on the season.
I just want to say, Andy, I did just say that, but thank you.
I like to reword what you say because it's so good. And I just need a mentor,
3-1 count. Chana checks, delivers. Throws a get me over fastball, and that's bunted foul. So if you're Castillo up there, you're kind of punch yourself in the face. Like, come on, man, what am I doing?
Punch yourself in the face.
Chana, that was a get me over fastball.
No, you're right about that. I don't know about punching himself in the face, but right now,
frustrated with himself to say the least.
You have runner in scoring position in second, no outs, full count. You have to be frustrated with yourself.
Check from Chana.
Yeah, Chana has to be really careful because anything that's out of the ordinary, he can produce a balk. Anything can happen. You could forget the situation and then balk, and then runner advances to third.
The set from Chana. Here's the full count. And it's a slider that doesn't quite bite. So another walk for Castillo. First and second with Aquavera, who had that nice suicide squeeze his last time up.
Oh, that was a great play.
Risky business.
It was definitely risky, but it proved to work, especially because he had speed too. So he almost beat the play. It was a good play all around. I don't think anyone really saw the suicide come into factor until he put the bunt down.
Yeah, was able to score a Esparza in the third inning, or excuse me, the fourth inning, and really jumpstart the lead for the Eagles. 4-2 ball game, top of the sixth, first and second. So we got a mound visit for Chana. What are you seeing so far from the Falcons today, Andy?
I'm seeing it's been a really tight game today. It's been going back and forth. People have been leaving runners on. So I think this game could be tied, and it could definitely be won for Solano. And Jordan Chana is probably I feel like he is their best pitcher in close situations and tight situations, especially with 2 guys on, no outs. I still think he's probably just as confident as he was at the beginning of the inning.
Yeah, Chana really showing the adversity and getting out of some jams as he has 9 strikeouts on the day. Looking for his 10th right here.
You know, he's sneaky funny, too. When you see him on the mound, how he's kind of serious, a little loose, but he's still, you know, a pitcher. But I interviewed Coach Salampa on Saturday in the 2nd inning, and he was standing right behind us, like, as a bodyguard. He's a funny guy.
No, he is really funny. I remember I did an interview after the game, and I believe he was holding up the teammates, and they were swimming.
They did the little fish across. Yeah.
They have a lot of personality on this team. So
have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm hoping that they get a win so I can
Yeah.
get another Best Buy Player of the Game interview in.
It's always good as a reporter to have someone with personality. I mean, I know sometimes when you're interviewing someone, they're like super nervous, so I get that. But I like when people are creative behind the scene, as long as it doesn't like affect me and I don't get distracted, which, you know, as a reporter, you shouldn't. Just ignore it, kind of. Or if you want to talk about it, that's funny too, but don't get mad. I just love seeing that. It's kind of like the College World Series baseball, where they would do like random things in the background when they were getting interviewed.
Chana steps off once again. Really bothered by Esparza over there at second. And then fun fact, I looked up the stat, and for Chana at home, he's coming in 5.29 ERA in 32 1/3 innings pitched in 8 games. And away, he's a 2.05 ERA in 26 1/3. That bunt is foul, just foul. Nice job from Denning, able to at least try to field it in play. In 5 games, only 6 earned runs right there. At home, he's given up 19. And in wins, 2.18 ERA, and then losses a 6.16 ERA. So a drastic difference for Jordan Chana as far as production at home and in win and losses.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I don't know, it's kind of weird when you told me that stat earlier, because the feeling that I get when Chana's pitching, even with the 4-2 lead Laney against him, I feel like he pitches really well at home. So when you're telling me he has a 6 ERA home, it just doesn't. Yeah, it's surprising.
It's really surprising. And he's gone 2 complete games at home. I believe he went 2 complete games in a row. So, I mean, he's capable of great pitching.
He has 59 strikeouts, including the 9 from today. 59 strikeouts. Because he came in with 50 Ks.
59. And now he's 5+ innings, so in 68 and 2/3 innings pitched. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
1-2 the count. Aquaberry getting the sign from his first base coach, and that looks to be his head coach right there in Francisco Zapata. Went to Mission High School and a 3-time All-City Player of the Year. Fielded by Chana. Here's the throw and the play, and he's out at third. Nice play. Heads-up play from Jordan Chana.
For 2 seconds, I thought, no, go to first, get the sure out, because don't do anything too fancy. But I always forget that you don't need to tag them. You just have to get the ball first and you beat the runner, basically. So it was a great heads-up play, like you said. And he was going third no matter what.
Yeah.
He wasn't thinking of going to first.
The way he fielded it seemed like it would be definitely the easiest to go to third.
I mean, that's where his momentum was kind of taking him anyway, so.
And if you're Aquaverra, you would have wanted that down at least the line a little bit, because he played right into Chana and bunting that hard right to him and fielding it almost in his motion already. So just a missed opportunity right there from Aquaverra as he doesn't get the job done. So runners still at first and second, just switching places. And 1 down now with number 9 hitter Quiros at the plate. RBI situation. It looks like we have some activity in the Falcon bullpen as well. Alex Clulier will go ahead and get heated up. Fastball hits the upper part of the zone. Quiros doesn't quite agree with that. 0-2.
It's just really impressive how aggressive that Chana is. And like I said, he had 2 runners. He had a person on first and second, no outs, and he's just been throwing strikes, getting them in the zone, and making the hitters uncomfortable.
Yeah, really keeping them off balance, working in that slider off the fastball, getting ahead, and we might even see it here at 0-2 the count. Really, the fastball has been his go-to pitch today, really overpowering these hitters, going in and out, and mixing it up and down as well. He's caught a couple, let's say, to be exact, he's got 4 guys caught looking, and that's via the slider. That one just misses too.
That was almost another one.
So the guy's got his work cut out for him today and really executed everything so far.
Yeah, it's a shame when you look at the score 4-2, and then you talk about how he's been executing really well at 9 strikeouts, looking for his 10th right here. It doesn't really add up when you look at the score.
A slider driven into center field. And Esparza thought there was 2 outs as he was on his way to third and again tagged up, and Verrett overthrows the cutoff man. And that will allow Castillo to head to second. Just a weird series of events right there.
Yeah, and then on the end, the ladder of that play, Chana's not happy with the advancement to second as the ball got away from Corral.
Yeah, that's just something that shouldn't have happened. And
not at all.
Yeah.
As a shortstop, you have to keep everything in front of you.
You got almost 3 guys in that area. The ball just drops right in between them. So
it was a good job for Isaiah Verrett to, track down the ball and then throw it. It was a great throw, but to get past the infield and let the runner go to second is almost unexcusable.
Yeah.
And hopefully Chana can get out this inning.
As that one's off the wall and a fair ball, as Whitaker entirely thought that was a foul ball, and so did we.
I thought that was foul.
Yeah.
It looked like it was heading towards the batting cage out in left center, hitting the corner, but the
you
wind,
saw Cody do the pop-up dance too.
The wind must have played a factor in that
because
one.
the ball was in the air for so long too.
And you saw Cody spin around a bunch too.
And yeah, we'll get a replay here. That was high, and Whitaker was standing at the plate even when it hit the wall. And you see here, Cody looking at the angle he had and where he was looking, he thought it was going to go into the batting cages and just somehow hits off the bottom of the wall and caroms away from him. So just another weird play here, and just unfortunate for Chana up there. Really, and you can see right there, just frustrated up there on the mound.
And here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium, the sun is really effective. And it's difficult when you're out there in the outfield and you just have to stare directly into the sun.
So the sun and now the wind too.
Yeah,
so just
it's a lot.
A weird play for Cody.
That's a long single for Whitaker too, as his teammates were yelling at him, "Go, go, go!" Chana checks and delivers fastball at the knees for a called strike.
It looked like Chana was cruising out this inning, and then, like you said, the play with the ball getting past the infield, and then the tag, but he didn't tag because he thought there was 3 outs, and then the play in left field. All I have to say is messy, just messy all around.
Corral will go ahead and back off Whitaker. That's a chopper right to Corral. He'll play the back hop. Here's the throw, and safe over at first. And not quite sure if it was because he was pulled off the bag or what, but nonetheless, that'll be an infield single for Magana. His second hit on the day, and that'll bring up Reed, who struck out 3 times, got the hat trick under his belt.
I think it was a great play for Corral, though, to stay back on it because it took a really high, weird hop. So instead of charging the ball and then getting past him or maybe like dropping or anything happening, it was good for him to stop, play it back. But I think it was 2 seconds too late because now there's a runner on first.
So they'll put runners at the corner. The delayed steal. And here's the throw from Corral back home. And unable to get it is Denning. Here's the throw to third now.
He's out.
And he's out of there. So the Falcons give up a run on the double steal right there as Whitaker you see as a little bit shaken up, grabbing his hand, but Laney scoring 3 in the inning puts the lead up to 7-2 as the Falcons look to jump back into this one as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
Hi, I'm Jordan Chana, and thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Pitcher for the Eagles, that'll be Armando Gomez. So that'll be it for Ryan Gibson. Give him a strong 5-inning performance. Only gave up 2 runs. Puts the Eagles in a primetime opportunity to win this ball game up 7-2 in the bottom of the 6th. And their top reliever coming in 1.99 ERA, making his 16th appearance. 22 2/3 innings pitched, and the opponent's just hitting .205 against him. So tough break for the Falcons. We'll look to get back into this one. First pitch to Gregory for a strike.
Yeah, Solano's still, they got a lot of time in this game, so they better get something going, maybe get a couple runs here in this inning and see what can happen.
That curveball's fouled off. Heading towards the back foot of Gregory. Hits off of him. Felt that one. You could just tell from his face right there. So Gomez has got a curveball. We'll see if we see something tailing away from Gregory now, as we do, but able to stay alive and hit off the end of the bat.
Yeah, right now the Falcons have to not only play to come back, of course, but they can't be too aggressive because, yeah, it's the 6th inning, but you don't want to give them easy outs.
And that fastball catches Gregory looking for the first out. Does not agree with that one.
Next up
yeah, that is definitely not what Solano wanted to do right there. But still got 2 more outs. Aaron Corral had a single, I believe, in his last at-bat.
He did.
So
look at you, Andy. Look at you.
Hey.
Yeah, look at you paying attention.
Hey, that's what I do.
Here's a participation trophy, I guess.
I didn't ask for one.
Listen, Andy. Listen.
Called strike on the inside part of the plate. 1-1.
Now, I have to admit, this ump is one of the best because he just screams strike, and it's hilarious. Every single strike.
And it's hilarious.
It's had a pretty good strike zone, too.
Yeah, he's been consistent, too. You always got to like that. But especially for somebody like me who's working the scoreboard sometimes, I can't tell if the ump said strike or not. So when he's screaming strike and I can hear it,
You still messed up, though. It was a 1-2 count, and you put 2-1, but that's not here nor there.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Sorry, Hannah Montana. I wanted to actually ask you, this is your first time taking Pop's sports broadcasting class. How'd you like it this year?
I think it has been the best class that I've ever taken at Solano. It's just been so much fun. It's so hands-on. I did not think I would ever get experience like this before hopefully my career. So just being here, doing these things, getting this practice has just been second to none. It's been amazing.
2-2 count. Foul. And yeah, I mean, the program, I mean, I came into college, believe it or not, as the most quiet guy, shy guy, timid, scared of public speaking. And took a public speaking class my first semester here. And second semester kind of started, I didn't take the class until I think it was last spring. I started to do more games. But my first year here, just being around everything and, talking to Pop, going up to him because I was doing PA originally. And talking to him and able to throw me in is just the difference between when I first started the program and what I've become now is gotta give credit to Pop. I mean, the program is absolutely tremendous.
Yeah.
He definitely works with you, tells you what you need to work on. Really is flexible with your schedule as well. I mean, this is a great program, and like you said, it's the only hands-on opportunity you're going to get. All these internships. I mean, but I'd say a decent amount of them are going to be pitch and fetch. Go get me coffee. Typical thing.
Definitely.
And I mean, like you said, like our careers eventually, hopefully. This is exactly what we want to do, whether it be camera work or in the TriCaster for production or on-air broadcasts like this, sideline reporting. I mean, journalism, whatever you want it is. I mean, the program is amazing, outstanding, and I for everyone listening out here, me, Soad, Andy, we all highly recommend it and taking the program. Even if you think about it, public speaking. If you have a fear of that, Pop will definitely work on you.
Yeah, and you can have any show you want too. Like, you come up to Pop, and it doesn't have to be baseball related at all. Like, we have a segment called "It's More Than Just Sports," and we sit down and just literally talk about politics, shows, movies, whatever. It's honestly just a great program, and the fact that I stumbled upon it accidentally, because I don't think I would have found out about this program if my journalism class wasn't canceled. I went to the counseling office, and then she was like, I told her I'm into sports. She's like, you should take this. Next day, went to Pop's class, and ever since then, it's been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, everybody who takes this class does not leave. Everybody who takes this class loves it, and especially if you're looking for a career in sports, there's honestly nothing better that you could put on your resume than in-game experience.
And you can get your certificate. I actually achieved mine last summer, the sports broadcasting certificate, and it could get you in any entry-level job, and it's a great opportunity.
And we've had people go from this class to professional careers, and it's just
McKenna Guerrero, one of them, works for Max Preps now.
Greg Poff's son.
He works for Max Preps as well.
Yes.
Exactly, Zach Poff. Yeah, and like Chris said, you don't have to, if you don't like talking and hearing your voice, that's 100% valid. You can be a camera person, main camera, side cameras for basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, anything.
Yeah,
you can,
always need people, so.
Yeah, especially because some people named Andy Chase doesn't like to show up on some days. And you have to make me, the star of the program, do your work, and I don't like it.
Had to twist it back to you, huh, so
I know. She's always a superstar when the real star is Chris.
So,
I mean, sure.
Top of the 7th, 7-2 ball game, as we have a pinch hitter for Broderick Reed. So that'll be it for him on the day. First pitch is fouled off.
Clothier likes to establish his pace in the game, so I'm looking for him to establish a new pace for Solano and hopefully get some things going and get a win.
That one's popped up. Oh! Just next to us. It actually hits the pop-up. Wow. How about that?
I told you guys one day it's gonna hit me in the head. That's why I
that
flinched.
was so close.
It didn't go through.
That's why I flinched.
I was holding my head.
You were holding it.
I'm not joking. I saw it and it was coming. It was coming directly above my head.
And that's a swing and a miss from Masayuki Gucci for the first out. Nice job from Clothier.
Scary. My heart is racing. It's the last game of the season. Or I just, what if it hit me, hit you, or hit Chris? We would have been dead.
What if it hit me?
No, seriously, that was kind of scary though. Cause I just feel like with my luck, I would die. Let me live.
Oh.
That's driven out to right field. Krebs battling the sun. Doesn't have a play on it because that one's gone for a solo shot. For William Knowles, extend this one to 8-2 Eagles.
Have a night, William. We've just been seeing him on base, being the thorn on Solano's side.
And the wind has really impacted this game a lot because there's been a lot of just big pop-ups that have just kept going.
And that's how he gets greeted in the dugout. I love that. He's 3 for 4, single, double, home run. He needs a triple for the cycle.
That one's driven into center, but right in front of the warning track is Verrett for the second out. How about that greeting? If I coming off a home run and I get greeted from my teammates there, it just makes me want to hit another one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you like the silent treatment?
I wouldn't mind it.
I think it's funny.
I forgot who did it the other day. I think it was the Yankees. I saw Yankees do it the other day.
Oh, my God.
It's always my teams. I know. I'm sorry, guys.
It wasn't the Yankees, but I guess.
That Judge did it to...
Sure. Anyway.
I forgot who.
Torres?
No, it wasn't Torres, actually.
He doesn't have a home run yet?
Torres does not have a home run yet.
That's funny because Baby Brave has a home run already.
All right, so...
Who's better?
Alrighty then. Well...
And then your A's, no hit. Brian's Red Sox.
Let me just add in that the A's have the best offense in baseball.
Oh, wow. I don't know about that as Diaz catches that little bleeder into shallow right to end the inning. But the Eagles able to out one on the solo dinger from William Knowles as we head to the bottom of the seventh. The Falcons running out of time.
Hey, everybody. It's Alex Collier. Thank you for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Nick Dodson leading off the bottom of the seventh. We also have a new broadcast partner in the booth, Yerk Robertu. How you doing?
How y'all doing, man? You good? You got it.
How do you say your last name?
Robertu.
Robertu.
I got it right. So I don't know why you were making me nervous.
For first time you get it right, yeah.
I really shouldn't be talking because it took me like 4 games to learn how to say Zabaglia.
Yeah,
It
like
took me,
the first 3 weeks of us working together, you were like, how do you say your last name? How do you say your last name?
I overthink it.
First pitch to Dotson. It's a ground ball right to Esparza. Nice backhand and a nice throw for the first out.
Eric, you excited to be in the booth?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Do you play baseball growing up?
Nah, never.
No?
Just a Rangers hat or a Rangers fan?
Yeah. No, I'm a Dodgers fan. Rangers had for some other stuff. I'm gonna talk about it right now, but
Do you
keep it PG.
You didn't you don't play baseball, but do you watch it, or you're just kind of like?
My brother does, so I kind of like, I get like a glance here and there, pretty much. Yeah, he's like a big Dodgers fan.
Are you like a basketball, football?
Definitely.
Oh, there we go.
Basketball for sure. Lakers.
Oh, just LA. Are you from LA?
Yeah, born and raised. Yeah.
So I can't hate about the Dodgers because, like, if you're born there, that makes sense. But people that weren't born in SoCal, I'm a Dodgers fan. No, you're not, because I said so.
Because you said so?
I'm just kidding.
I was off the fist of Krebs, but battling the sun and making the catch is Magana. As the second baseman Castillo and Knowles were out there, but 2 down now. So Gomez looking for another 1-2-3 inning under his belt. This is Diaz. Go ahead and bat from the right side this time.
So Diaz.
Yeah, he started to go back to hitting on the switch, to be exact.
Oh, you switch better?
A few games ago, yeah. He was 2 for 3 with 2 singles on the day.
Gomez with a heater. I heard that whiz behind that one. I want to know what he's clocking in at. That's a ground ball up the middle and almost making the play. It's Esparza, but can't quite get it. He fakes throw the first. But a nice 2-out single for Roberto Diaz extends the inning and hands the bat over to Nate Gutierrez.
3 for 4. He's just having a great game, and it's his sophomore night, so he's trying to make the most of it too. As is Gutierrez, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a ribeye.
A ribeye, I like it.
Thank you.
Looking to tie Denning's team-leading 6 home runs. Could be his last opportunity at home to do it, so we got one more game tomorrow at Laney. Diaz retreats back to first on the pickup move from Gomez.
Now you can't let your teammate out-homer you.
At least tie him.
Yeah. Solano with 17 jacks, though.
Leads the BBC by far. I think the next closest team sits around 11 or 12.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because all these guys that have produced and contributed to the home run category for the Falcons, and another pickoff move. It's been Denning. Denning and Gutierrez maybe the ones that we kind of expected it from, but I don't know about Krebs. We know that has a little pop in his bat, but I think the most surprise is Diaz. Having the 3 home runs under his belt.
2 in 1 game.
They're all sophomores, or?
Diaz is a sophomore. Denning is a sophomore.
And Gutierrez.
Krebs is a redshirt freshman.
Oh, okay.
Gutierrez is a sophomore. A lot of power from this Falcon team. Has some more action in the Falcon bullpen. Looks like Danny Zaldivar. That fastball is inside. Gutierrez just gets out of the way of that one.
Eric, watching these games, do you ever want to put a jersey on and see if you can play?
Nah, keep it to them. Keep it to the pros. Oh, no, I ain't got no experience. I don't just want to go out there and look silly.
Okay.
It's the black 1-1. Hitters count for Gutierrez. Diaz with a decent lead. Testing Gomez up there on the mound. See if he'll pick on over once again. So 3-1 count. Man on first. 2 down. Denning on deck. Privilinski in the hole. The chopper foul. Full count, so that'll send Diaz in motion. Get a head start.
Not a deuce as wild, but it's the thing where they do it with the arrow, I believe. 3-2, 2 outs.
Send him early. Shoot him.
Oh. Is that what it's really for?
3-2 count. So Diaz will go here. He gets the head start. And that's right. 2. Gomez up there on the mound. He'll throw it nice on over to Knowles to end the inning. So the Falcons strand 1 as we head to the top of the 8. 8-2 Eagles.
Hey, this is Nick Dodson. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
This is Robbie Rogers. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Welcome back to the top of the 8th as we have a pinch hitter for Castillo. So that'll be it for him, and that'll be number 12 for the Eagles. And Ryan Jenkins leading this one off. That first pitch to him is a strike, and we also have this Anthony Williams in the broadcast booth.
We have an Anthony Williams.
The one and only.
So how are you doing, Anthony?
I'm doing fine. How are you, Sawad?
I'm fantastic. I mean, my allergies are starting to act up a little bit, but that comes with baseball.
You didn't take your allergy pill?
I took 3.
Oh.
Wow. What allergy pills are you using then?
Right.
You got to take 3.
It's a purple container. I'm not sure. I got it from Walgreens like 8 months ago.
A high throw, but able to stay on the bag is Pribolinski. Nice play right there from Corral.
Yeah, what the Falcons need right now, just a quick 1-2-3 inning. They don't need traffic on the bases right now.
Yeah, clearly you're doing a good job ever since taking over for Chana up there, besides the home run. So I'll bring up Aquavera. First pitch to him is up. Reach on a fielder's choice. An RBI. Suicide squeeze. Paints the black. Is Clothier. Justin Brown out in left. Taking over the duties out there. Gregory will move to right. So Krebs is out of the game. It's the pitch from Clothier and a swing and a miss. Took a lot off of that one.
So Anthony, watching the game today, what are you seeing from the Falcons?
Well, they had a couple of bad innings, but the past 2, they've been really getting back to what we've known they could do. You know, it starts off with the pitching. He's doing a good job pitching. And if he could get, like you said, 1-2-3 inning, then they could be back in this ball game if they could get some momentum on the offensive side.
Yeah, the pitching has definitely been pretty good the past couple innings, and Clothier taking over for Chana. Chana just, unlucky today. Saw some nice stuff for him. Had 9 strikeouts, a couple free passes, but nonetheless, I mean, overall, a tremendous job And going back to that stat we were talking about earlier, just the home ERA just creeps up once again for him, stays around 6. But the bats need to wake up for the Falcons that they're down to the last 6 outs. Maybe get something going. That's line left field and foul.
Yeah, if they want to make this night memorable for their sophomores, they have to just get on base and on their side, on their terms, create some type of traffic. Keep the lineup moving. That's all you can ask for. No one's really asking anyone to hit like a 13-run home run. Just get on base and keep the lineup moving.
Yeah, definitely just get on base and one hit at a time, basically. You know, get some doubles going and get the momentum.
The 0-2 from Cloutier. That is lined into left field for a 2-out knock from Quiros. Was on Cloutier that entire at-bat, finally straightened it out. So I'll send it to the top of the order in Whitaker. 2 singles on the day.
Number 9.
2 RBIs as well going along with that.
Yeah, Whitaker just been, along with Knowles, he's just been the thorn on the side of the Falcons. It's his speed that really gets in the head. You have pitchers checking in on him instead of focusing on the runners at home. The batter at home.
And therefore a called strike.
Yeah, and like you said, Swad, once you lose focus on one thing and try to focus on something else, then that's where you lose the battle, because you need to have all your focus on one thing at a time, and if you're trying to do multiple things, then you're going to eventually mess up.
Whitaker drives that into the gap in right center. The throw from Diaz is to third. So that'll be a 2-out RBI double from Kevin Whitaker. Puts this one 9-2.
Just like that, exactly what I just said, him being the thorn does it again with the 2-out RBI double, stand-up double to add to that.
His 3rd RBI on the day. Exactly why Whitaker's leading his team in batting average, coming into this one at 329 and rising.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a pitching change as he's tapping into the righty in the bullpen. I believe it is Danny Zaldivar. Indeed it is. Salempa touching his right arm gave it away, just to let you guys know.
Well, and the fact that there's no one else in the bullpen, so.
All right. It was nice doing this game with you. I'll see you next year.
So clearly it gets the hook, as that'll be it for him on the day. So decent job from him, gave up a couple runs in relief. So I hand it over to Danny Zaldivar, looking to make another relief appearance under his belt. Zaldivar at 10.42 ERA, making his 12th appearance on the year, 19 innings pitched. So looking to stop the bleeding for the Falcons. See their freshman out of Vanden High School.
Standing 5'9".
Danny Zaldivar.
And just not exactly what the Falcons expected going into this one. You know, sophomore day, you know, looking to play all the sophomores eventually. You know, we just saw Brown get in the game. You know, they're down 9-2. And like I said earlier, you know, Chana didn't pitch bad. You know, he did what he needed to do. He had some bad luck. But the bats have just not been awake for the Falcons, and that's exactly why they're coming into this 6-game losing streak. And just overall during the season, they had a nice streak of winning. I believe it was 8 or 9 games, and really picked things up. And then now they're kind of resorting back to the Falcons of earlier in the season.
Yeah, and just to go back into the Tuesday's game against Laney, losing 2-0. The runs came in the second inning for Laney. The 2 runs that ended up being pivotal for Laney to actually win came in the second inning. From the second to the 9th, Falcons didn't score anything. They got 5 hit that game. So it just shows you that if it's like they're running out of gas almost. It's the second to last game of the season, tomorrow being the last, and just they look tired.
Definitely look beat, indeed. but looking to at least make a fight for it. And Namara as well. That first pitch to Magana is fouled off, right side out of play.
And like Coach Scott Stover told us when he was in the broadcast booth with us that baseball players do play the most games, whether it's community level, D1 level, major league, whatever. Regardless, they play so much games, especially this season with all the rainouts and then having to make up 3 games in a row. It was just like a funky year to start it off.
It was so many rainouts, and that you wonder if that impacted the Falcons at all in the middle of the season, especially when conference play started. You know, all the rain decided to just happen. You know, you can't control Mother Nature, but the fact that it happened during league play and they had to jam in all these conference games in because you can't just not play it, obviously does matter. And, you know, that, like we were talking about earlier, reiterating that one's driven into right center. Not making the play is Verrett. Whitaker will score. Heading to third is Magana, showing off his wheels, and he'll be in there easily for a 2-out RBI triple. Wow. But as I was saying, reiterating, you know, I mean, jamming in all the, you know, going back to spot starts and, you know, jamming people in maybe not where they're expected to usually play or have played before. Salampa had a lot of versatility, but the fact that he was able to do the best he could in those situations, I think, is what the key to come out with there. A swing and a miss from Daniel Sanchez, pinch hitter.
Yeah, and not only is the bats not being awake right now being one of the biggest reasons why the Falcons are just not doing as well as they should be, another reason is their bullpen, too. The bullpen issues is like another big factor as Isaiah Verrett lays out on that, but he cannot come up with that. Great effort by him, but it just like popped out of his glove.
Yeah, popped out at the very last minute. As soon as he came to a complete stop, you just see the ball kind of roll out of his glove.
It's a nice try right there from Verrett, unable to get that one. So that'll be another RBI double, putting this one at 11-2. Still looking for that third out of the Falcons.
William Knowles now stepping up to the plate, who had a home run in his last at-bat, I believe. Three for 4, single, double, home run. He's looking for a triple right now. Or I would be if I were him.
Triple to finish off the cycle.
Yeah. You're up 11-2. It's the 8th inning. I'd be hitting for a triple.
Might as well.
Might as well. And it's funny because the home run and triple are the two hardest to get. He got the single and the double. So he just needs that one part. 3 RBIs, only 1 strikeout.
Yeah, just run to third.
Just
no
keep,
matter
yeah,
what. No matter what.
Even if it's a pop-up, just touch third, and guess what? You have a cycle, according to me. Keep running.
Popped up, shallow right. There is Diaz to finally end the inning. So the Eagles add a couple more as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Falcons running out of time, as we'll have Denning, Pribolinski, and Gregory.
What up, guys? I'm Daniel Zaldivar. Thanks for watching Solano College Sports Network.
See a nice stop of the scoreboard here at Billy and Louise Yarborough. Denning up at the plate. Still looking for his first hit. 0 for 3 on the day. Couple walks. The pitch from Gomez. Curveball misses.
I like his little leg kick from Gomez. Points his toes like a ballerina. I like it.
If he had brand new white cleats up there, he'd really look like a ballerina.
That's a compliment. Okay, I'm just saying.
Oh, no, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And just looking at the Solano dugout, we see that Tyler Pearsall, a.k.a. Water, a.k.a. Chris's friend, is
Best friend. Best friend.
Is going to pinch hit. He doesn't have a name anymore.
Swing and a miss from Denning.
It's just
Gomez
Chris's
sets
friend.
him down for the first out, as that'll indeed bring up pinch hitter Tyler Pearsall.
That was your chance to say my friend.
Got to be professional.
Chris, shaking my head.
Shaking my head.
How could you?
I apologize, Anthony.
What do you expect from him here?
I mean, you know, sophomore day. He missed majority of the season. Hasn't quite been up there at the plate. I mean, why not go up there looking to hack and maybe drive one out of the field? Home run.
That's what. Thank you. I thought you were gonna say, oh, maybe a single, or if he waits on some pitches, or maybe a walk. No, I'm trying to say a home run.
Yeah, he actually texted me, and he was trying to say, he was like, hey, and I was like, you know, what's up, man? You know, casual conversation, and he was like, hey, I'm gonna try to go out for hit a home run on Thursday if I get the opportunity to, and I want you to. He's like, I can't wait for you to call it. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like, I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully you do it, so I can. So we'll see if that actually does in fact happen, as we do have a new pitcher for the Eagles, and that'll be number 42, Noah Davis, getting the nod. 10.66 ERA and 11 appearances, 12 2/3 innings pitched. We're giving up 15 runs in those 12. As we got Anthony and Soa dancing right now.
We're just trying to keep the environment happy, everyone in a good mood.
I wish we can get a camera on you guys. I can tell you that. You guys would be okay. Soa, I see. Soa, you got to step in front of the camera or something. As we have Andy Chase singing in our ears now.
First of all, I'm sorry. Dylan Collins just said that he's Justin Timberlake. No, if anything, I am. I have the curly hair. You're like that person that no one cares about, Dylan. All right. Anyway. I'm really excited to see Tyler hit a home run.
That Chris is going to call and take a video of.
At the same time.
Because that's his best friend.
That's his best friend. So, cute, young thug, best friend.
Go, best friend. That's my best friend.
So Davis is ready. The infield will retreat back to their positions.
His walk-up song is so
walk-up song is nice.
Smooth, casual.
So Davis is ready. Pearsall is ready.
It's very cute, fun, flirty.
First pitch to Pearsall. Fastball in there.
Chris, you can't mess up his home run. If he does hit a home run, you cannot mess it up.
Yeah, like it has to be perfect.
It has to be the best you've ever done.
Best ever.
The 0-1 to Pearsall. And a get-me-over curveball. Swing and just gets a piece of it. 0-2.
That's a great block.
That was almost, it looked like a lob from Davis. I don't know if he intended to do that or what, but it worked. So why not? Another curveball sets down Pearsall for the second out.
That was a nasty at-bat right there.
Chris wasn't recording anyway, so it's okay.
So 2 down now, and that'll bring up Gregory.
Number 24, Cody
Gregory looking for his first hit on the day, 0 for 1. The sack bunt and a ground out. That first pitch is out of play.
Yeah, it's always hard to stay motivated when you're down 11-2 in the 8th inning, 2 outs. But you still have to go out there and try. You can't just go out there and just swing just to swing, you know?
Yeah, you see a lot of these, Falcons players just looking, I wouldn't say necessarily defeated, but just tired. Just, it's been a long season. They played a lot of games. 37. This is their 38th. Finish tomorrow, 39 games.
Yeah, they played Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, had yesterday off, and now we're playing today. So the only days off they had were Sunday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it was a tough stretch for them.
And that curveball is a backdoor to Gregory to end the inning. So nice work from Davis as we'll head to the top of the 9th.
Hi, this is Tyler Pearsall. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Top of the 9th we go as we have a new pitcher for the Falcons and Nick Rodriguez making his 3rd appearance on the year. Looking to get some work under his belt as he'll look to come back next year. So we'll have for the Eagles, Gaitan leading it off. And we also have Brian Nelson in the booth now. Brian, how are you doing?
Good. I was walking to center field to change the battery and actually picked up that Gaitan home run, gave it back to the dugout.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did you keep it?
I mean, they always like I feel bad for them, because they're looking for it and they need to keep track of the balls. So,
you're a better person than me. I would have kept it.
Yeah.
The 1-1. It's a ground ball to Corral. Nice play right there. Let's see if he can finish it off. He does. And that'll be Caparelli in at first now.
Yeah, after Pearsall pinch hit for Pribolinski. Nice little alliteration in that sentence.
So far in the game, what have you seen from the Falcons?
Honestly, I've been all over the place with the different jobs that I've been doing, so I haven't been able to
Yeah, we saw you out there telling Andy his mark and when to go. Yeah.
And I also started out on the main camera. You know the college player who played all 9 positions in the game. I feel
Texas, right?
Yeah, for Texas. I feel like that was my role today.
You're the utility guy, exactly.
Yeah, and now this 9th inning is the last job I have to do as the announcer.
icing on the cake. Easiest part of it, right?
Right? Yeah. Least stressful by far.
It's a liner right to Verrett for the second out. So quick work from Rodriguez coming out of the pen.
Yeah, there's 2 outs. Brian Quick, talk crap about the Yankees.
Oh, they're no good. those Yankees.
You know how you say that because we're pretty good right now.
I mean,
if we were like beginning of the season, I could maybe respect it. But yeah, can't even say anything right now.
I can't not right now. Well, we'll see by the end of the season when you guys fail in the postseason and your pitching woes.
Something spicy.
Okay. Fouled off right
there. Okay, now Chris, talk about the no-hit against the Red Sox.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was great.
Manaea had himself a day, although I will entirely
Let's not
admit
talk about it.
that should not have been a no-hit.
No, exactly.
Okay.
Simeon, that ball in left center was a base hit. I don't care who you are
and
or
Benintendi,
what.
I don't think he was out of the baseline personally.
That's always the gray area, questionable.
He was maybe like a foot out of the little line. But
it was a close call, but that Simeon drop was entirely a base hit. So... But that's a 1-2-3 inning of work from Nick Rodriguez. Nice job, kid, as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Final licks for the Falcons. We'll go ahead and lead off the bottom of the 9th for the Falcons as they're trailing 11-2 against the Eagles.
Yeah, so final home at bat for Aaron Corral. I heard you guys talking about Denning's approach when this lopsided game. You got nothing left to lose.
Why not, right?
Exactly.
Go out with a last memory of a home run bomb, maybe.
So got a new pitcher as well for the Eagles and Ricky Peterson. Look to finish this one off, foul back.
Also a lefty warming up in the Laney bullpen.
Yeah, and if Solano does end up tying it, Rodriguez will come back out as there's no activity for Solano.
Curveball drops in. 1-2 the count.
Definitely don't want the quickness of the last half inning.
No.
For the Falcons if they want to hope to tie this one up.
Even think about it. 2-2.
He's working quick, though. He knows that his team is leading 11-2. It's the 9th inning.
A swing and a miss sets down Corral. 1 out.
That's a 3-strikeout day for Aaron Corral.
Center fielder.
This is Barrett, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Looks for his first hit against Peterson. Fastball at the knees, called strike.
And this is kind of the mix of the lineup where there's about 5 sophomores, 4 freshmen in the starting lineup. Verrett should be a big piece for the Falcons next year.
Yeah, Coach Stover actually said that he's really excited to work with him next spring.
Yeah, I believe he started every single home game at center field, and that just shows what kind of confidence that the coaching staff has in his defense. I think if he can pick up his offense and have that kind of match his defensive maturity, because he started out really well in non-conference play. It really leveled out as the season progressed.
Yeah, Verrett showing his endurance and durability because he's played in every single game for the Falcons this year, and he's started in 36 of the 37. So a guy that, you know, like we keep emphasizing, keep reiterating, I mean, he's hungry and wants to, you know, keep getting better and better. And, you know, Stover is really excited to work with him, and I think that's a really good thing for him.
I think one thing I think I caught in your conversation as well is you talk about the makeup of an 18-year-old kid physically and how they just get stronger and stronger, and so just a physical maturity as well.
Nice backhand from Esparza. And in the dirt, but even better of a play from Knowles at first as he's able to dig that one out for the second out. Like, man, have yourself a day, kid.
That's what I'm saying. I love how you emphasize even better play at first base, excuse me, because first basemen never get the love. Ever, and I'm sick of it.
He's basically like Beyonce out there.
Oh, my Lanta.
Beyonce Knowles.
Oh, my God. It's the last. Oh, my.
How to get one in there.
Brian's always got to do the puns.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Literally stole that from me. I said that before.
Did you?
No, but I could have.
So
Who's that guy that did the splits in the majors a couple days ago at first base?
I don't know.
That was for the
I
Rangers.
would guess to be. Oh, see,
Who
when
was
I think of
Rangers first baseman.
Yeah, he did the split.
Gallo?
No,
it wasn't Gallo. It was a righty. He's a young guy.
Okay.
He did the split.
Yeah, when I think of Freddie
Freddie
Freeman.
Freeman.
Yeah. When it comes to that athleticism over at first.
So Steven Monzo looked to get the final out for the Eagles. Freshman out of St. Joseph Notre Dame High School, making his 11th appearance. 6 2/3 innings pitched. Kind of bittersweet, you know, this is the final broadcast of the year. I mean, I feel like the season went by way too fast.
Yeah, it felt like a lot, and somehow it's over quickly at the same time.
Yeah.
You know? Like we covered a lot of home games for the Falcons, and hopefully if the Falcons softball team does get those home games, we have a couple more broadcasts on SCSN, but if not, this might be it.
I mean, we'll have hopefully something during the summer.
Yeah, and we're still awaiting from Coach Nikki Gentile has a meeting on Saturday to determine if Solano gets a home game. If they do, we'll have a two-day series where the game 1 will be played on Friday, game 2 and game 3 pending would be played on Saturday if they are indeed awarded a home game.
I'm so impressed with how Coach Nikki has pulled her team together and all the players on the team. I really do hope they get that home game.
Yeah, absolutely. With a squad that from 2 years ago didn't field a squad at all, and you only had 2-3 sophomores. You had 3 on the roster, but only 2 plays with Molly Schnurr and Brianna Schlottman. To have such a young team be in playoff contention early on, that's a great sign for Solano softball.
0-1 to Dotson, 1-1.
And it's also coming off the heels of Terry Pearson Bloom had such a great run as the Solano softball coach. She had over 400 wins with the softball program. That's a ton.
400, wow, yeah.
So a lot of kind of expectation and legacy to live up to with Solano softball, but Coach Nikki Gentile has done a great job in her first year at the head of the program.
Yeah, definitely putting the Falcons in the right direction.
It just has such a good energy when she's very excitable when talking about media days and talking about the coverage that we were having. You could sense the sort of energy that she provides, and it just feeds for her entire club. They have a very loose style, and I think that's very reminiscent of their coach.
Two 2-1 count to Dotson. Swing and a miss. So the Falcons are down to their final strike. And for the final broadcast of the year, someone wants to do a Deuces Wild.
I forgot what it was called. Thank you.
Here it is in the dirt. Full count now. See if Dotson can extend this one and hand it over to Brown on deck. The payoff. That one's into left field for a base hit. It's a nice piece of hitting from Dotson. Able to keep this one alive and hit it over to his sophomore teammate in Justin Brown.
And Brown coming in as a defensive replacement, getting his first at-bat in his last home game here at the Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. It's got to be a good feeling for Justin. Expect him to be very aggressive here, I would say.
Yeah, looking for a fastball down the heart of the plate, indeed. A healthy swing. Man.
He swings like Carlos Gomez every time.
Talk about swinging for the fences.
Yeah, just watching him all season long, he's one of the more aggressive hitters. And here in a 9-run ball game with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, you might as well take a hack at the first thing you see.
1-1. Man, yeah, I had glimpses of Gomez who hit that walk-off home run the other day and really put himself out there. Another hack at that, 1-2.
Yeah, and a comparison I would say that's not on the major league level is Evan Facenda for the Falcons a couple years ago. He's a really aggressive first baseman. I think if Justin was in the program for 2 years, you would see a lot of success from him because Facenda was a very similar player, and in his second year with the program saw a lot of success.
Brown gets hit. It looks a little frustrated up there on the
He wanted to hit a 9-run
play.
home run.
Exactly. He wanted to get up there and hit. The whole point of being up there, and he looks, man, not too happy about that one.
Yeah.
Second baseman.
But he'll take his base and hand it over to his other teammate, and Roberto Diaz, sophomore.
Yeah, Roberto's having a great night with 3 for 4 with 3 singles.
Oh, and 1. See if Diaz can have a nice finish to this game.
You know, Diaz just been all over the field for his Falcon career. It kind of shows what kind of trust they have in Verrett, that he was able to supplant Diaz as an everyday center fielder.
Ground ball to Whitaker on over to Knowles, and that'll do it here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. The Eagles take this one 11-2 as they blow out the Falcons in their final home game of the season. So, guys, what do you see from the Falcons? What do you expect to see next year, and what do they need to improve on?
Yeah, well, you talked about pitching early on with Coach Stover. I think that's definitely the first area. John Yancey is a great piece to kind of build off of, and he had a really good freshman year as a starting pitcher. Probably going to pitch tomorrow in the final game against Laney. But I think getting the new freshman pitchers into the program as early as possible, get them on a training regimen, and really establish who are your other 2 starters, as Teddy Natter and Jordan Chana are sophomores and are leaving the program. So finding those other 2 starters and developing that bullpen, finding a closer to replace Tyler Pearsall as well. Solano's biggest successes as a program have come when they have a really dominant closer. So those are some pieces to look out for next year.
Yeah, and just to feed off that, besides pitching, I honestly would say consistent hitting, too. Nate Gutierrez and Jared Denning, the 2 big guys on the team, are leaving. They are sophomores, so it's going to be up to the freshmen to kind of pick them up and translate what they did this season into next season.
Yeah, a lot of pieces to look forward to if you're Salampa and even Stover now taking over again. So we'll see what the Falcons can do next time around. Get back to things in the fall,
and also
after tomorrow.
I'd like to thank them as well for their access all year to their squad. Coach Tyron Slampa, Coach Robbie Rogers, Coach Nick Speeney, the hitting coach as well. So they're always great to us here at SCSN, the baseball program. Very
relaxed group of
accommodating,
guys.
yeah.
I mean, we saw during some Best Buy Player of the Game interviews, I mean, they were all behind the players, goofing around, goofing off. And, that's what you like to see. You like to see, a laid-back team. And unfortunately, they didn't have the season that they wanted to. But, as Salampa, I mean, he did deal with a lot of, obstacles that impeded from what he wanted to do. But I think, overall in his first and lone year that he did a tremendous job. Great job in working with what he had and the injuries and, overcoming the adversity.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to miss all the sophomores that are leaving, but I'm excited to see the freshmen, for example, Connor Caparelli.
Oh, really?
Who's shockingly right behind me. excited to see what they're going to bring next year.
Yeah, so we'll like to thank you guys for listening to us all season. We appreciate you guys, and we look forward to next summer and this summer and in the fall as well. So we'll get back to you guys. Chris Abaglia, Soa Balazzi, Brian Nelson. We'll get back to you guys next time.
You keep telling me to make it, yeah, to the spot where we would stay lit, and finish bottles never wasted, yeah, 'cause that's where I'm from.